fight. We don't have to kill. Everybody in the whole wide world really just needs to chill. No, we don't have to fuss, no, no, no. We don't have to fight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just Chill with Oliver George. This is episode 86, and not only is this a new episode, but it's also a brand new season, season 4. I could not be more stoked about my guest that's sitting across from me. I can't wait to catch up with him. He is a fabulous person and a host's dream. But before we do get into it, I want to remind you, if you're watching on YouTube right now and you would prefer audio only, you can get that, of course, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other places like that. If you are listening to me on one of those platforms, though, and you didn't know there was a visual side to the show, please come check it out here on YouTube. If you do come over to the YouTube side of things, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. You don't have to, but it does help me to keep growing this thing, and I love connecting with new people. Finally, if you want to reach out to me, maybe with a cool guest idea or some general feedback about the show, you can hit me up on social media or send me an email at justchillpodcasting@gmail.com. While you're doing that, let me know if you have interest in one of these Hall of Oil stickers with the show's logo on it, and I'll send you one free of charge. Whew, housekeeping done. Back to the guest who, as I said, I'm very, very excited to talk to, a multi-talented person, a comedian extraordinaire, an actor, and now co-host of a radio show in Kingston, fresh, I wrote this down, 104.3. I'm not a Kingston listener, so I was not that familiar with it, but very proud of you for accomplishing that because it's freaking awesome. And also on Global News Mornings out there in Kingston, which is with Bill Wilichka from Much Music.
Yeah, that's fun.
And sorry, Jesse Reynolds.
Yay! Can I take a sip now?
Of course, yes.
Christ.
We're drinking some Pink Whitney.
I've been dealing with this umbrella in a martini glass. It's very precarious. Please hold. Oh! That is stronger than I remember.
That's what I said.
Woo!
Oh, man. But
That's
it's all right. I'm feeling it.
Okay. Yeah.
So thank you, man. Thank you for coming back.
No
Because a
problem.
return guest is always a little extra special.
Yeah, is it?
Well, I think because you're done with the whole like, so where did you grow up? And we can
yeah.
just have more fun and kind of hang out. You
Okay,
know?
sure. I thought you were going to say because, like, you know, you've run out of guests to ask. So
Oh,
you just
no.
start
No,
at the
no,
top
no.
of the list again. And
No. If anything, it's someone that I really enjoyed the first time around.
Yes.
And it's nice to know that you were willing to come back as well. I feel like that looks good on me. That
Hey, any excuse to hang out in this clown's bedroom. This is like a 15-year-old threw up in your walls, and I love it.
You said that something similar the first time, and then you saw the Ninja Turtles, and you were like, okay, I guess I'm a little bit of a nerd.
Yeah, it's just missing my picture. That's what I'm looking for. I should have brought you a headshot. I brought you a business card.
You can bring me one and sign it. I'll put it up.
All right, I'll mail it to you all the way from Kingston.
So you were here originally for episode 11. I don't
yeah?
remember the date, but it's a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
So actually, maybe we'll do a flashback. I don't know if you want to join me on the wide camera for a Wayne's World style.
Okay.
Sidebar, you just mentioned amputations, and on our one of our recent podcasts, we have a story about a guy who was in a car accident and he had to have his arm cut off, but he kept the arm. What? And apparently,
Like pickled it or something?
He got it. What's the word?
Taxidermy?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And now it's like on his wall on like a plaque, like you know how you'd like
with a
mount
thumbs
fish?
up? Tell me it's a thumbs
Yes.
or a middle finger.
I don't
It's
know.
gotta be one or the other.
It's holding a bouquet of flowers.
Oh.
But I know, cheesy.
Yeah, it should
But
have been
I'm
like a rock on or something.
I didn't realize you could request this. Apparently, you just have to fill out a form. Maybe Kelly would know, but you just fill out a form and they'll like package it, and you can take it to a taxidermist and have that done. If I ever get anything amputated, I'm doing it.
Hopefully, I can figure out how to do that
Probably
transition.
not.
Otherwise, it'll just be us doing that.
Okay, well.
But yeah, so much has happened in your life since then.
It has. Oh, my God.
Like
where do we begin?
Career, family, so much. So where would you like to begin?
Well, I'm no longer a podcaster like you.
That's kind of where I was thinking we would start. Yeah.
Because last time I was here, that was really the main thing I had going on with Jenna.
Yeah.
Our podcast after we got canned.
Jenna
from,
and Jesse's, or Jesse and Jenna.
Jesse and Jenna's. Let me have that, okay? Because now my name's second in Kingston. So, you know,
okay.
got to get it right the first time. I mean, that was a great time. I still love Jenna. She's in Vancouver now. And she kind of retired from the business, if you will. She didn't want to do it anymore. And so, yeah, she's having a great time. She's working in like finance or she makes a lot of money, way more than she ever made in radio.
You guys had a great run too. You had a huge fan base and you had some accolades.
Yeah, not bad. But you know, we were doing it to try to get picked up by another radio station. So eventually we did it for like almost 2 years and that wasn't happening, probably because we just kept getting naughtier and naughtier and naughtier. And so then this opportunity for her came to move back to Vancouver, and we decided it was time to just take a break. It's still out there if you want to listen to it, but yeah, we're not making
new
new
chapter.
episodes. Yeah, exactly.
But you guys are still tight. You still
Text
Zoom
all the
chat
time.
and stuff.
All the time. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Not so much Zoom. We're phone girls because we're from the 90s. So like, you know, we'll drink wine and get on the real phone.
with a cord all the way to the kitchen.
No, not that old, Oliver. Jeez.
Rotary? No.
Cell phone.
Okay, so that's probably a large reason why you were like, okay, I'm free now. Not free, like you're so happy to be done that, but you have now options available. Is that partially why you decided to move it to Kingston?
Well, yeah, it's funny. That's cliche saying when one door closes, another one opens. And that's kind of really what happened, because it was about 2 weeks after we decided to wrap up the podcast that Chorus Entertainment knocked on my door and asked me to go out for lunch.
Like, we heard you were single.
Exactly. And you know what? When you're asked to go out for lunch in radio, it's either really good or really bad.
Yeah.
So in this case, I had no relationship with them. So I'm like, well, it can't be bad. I never expected to hear from Chorus again because of what happened when Jenna and I got fired in Ottawa. Because we did a lot of interviews and we even got a
What
cease and
station was
desist.
that?
Jump 106.9.
Jump, okay, yeah.
And they didn't like that we were talking to the press so much. And so we got a couple of angry emails. And so I was like, well, that bridge is burned. So I was thrilled when they came back.
So and then they say, hey, we've got this job for you in Kingston. And it's kind of a sweet dream job, really. It seems like totally up your alley and you're very well suited for it.
Thank you. Yeah, I've always been an early bird. That is true. But also you have to remember, it doesn't matter where it was. Like, I was on the bench. I wasn't doing anything. I was doing stand-up before the pandemic full time. But when the pandemic hit, I was working in a warehouse for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, gross. So beggars can't be choosers, as they say. And it is a great opportunity and I love it and I'm having a great time. But, it's not as if I had options.
Well, and I hope this isn't too personal, but I know that your mother passed away as well. Yeah. And I was wondering if that parlayed into the decision to move. Like, you're not sort of, I don't want to say burdened, of course, because it's your mom, but that is a huge responsibility when you have someone that's ill and you're sort of caring for them and you want to be there for them, and then they pass to the other side. Now you don't have that. Yeah. Again, I don't want to use a word like a shackle or something.
No, but I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Responsibility, maybe. But it's funny, again, with the timing. Both
my condolences again. Sorry.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been very difficult. But, we ended the podcast. My mom passed away in April 2021. And then it was like I kind of had this blank slate. So if she was still alive and they came to me with this Kingston opportunity, I probably wouldn't have gone.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
My mom was my best friend, and my sister and I were her primary caregivers at the end, and so it was really important to be there for her, and so I don't think I would have gone.
Yeah, well, I did hear you on another podcast talking about how horrible that situation was with COVID affecting everything, and you weren't really able to be there for her in the way that you wanted to.
The last 2 weeks of her life, she was alone in a room. Imagine that.
Oh my God.
So really awful. But, she would not want me talking like this because she had a great life. I mean, she was only 61. This is the weird part, Oliver. Okay. I didn't know we were doing doom and gloom. Sorry, people.
Sorry.
But this is kind of spooky. I don't know if you believe in whatever. She died on her birthday, okay, which is weird.
That is weird. That's like Shakespeare.
Yes. A lot of cool people die on their birthday. Actually, a lot of people die on their birthday. And I found that out because when the doctor called me with the awful call, I was kind of in shock and disbelief. And so I was like, but it's her birthday. It's her birthday. I just talked to her.
Like, this can't happen on your birthday.
That's crazy. And he said, you'd be shocked how often this happens.
Weird.
But isn't that kind of cool?
It's kind of like a clean checkout. Yeah.
Like a full circle.
Yeah,
you come in on the same day.
Yeah, that's
I kind of thought that was comforting. But yeah.
Well, and not to get doom and gloomy, but one of the reasons my dad, who has a camera on him now, he's fully back. I'm really excited. They've been in Toronto because my grandfather passed away in August, and they've been settling his estate. Well, I know you just lost your grandfather as well.
Yes.
Jeez, so I know I'm really going down a dark hole here, but I actually wanted to pivot that, though, that of course when we are confronted with mourning and loss, a lot of time I find myself reflecting on the life that I'm living. So I wanted to know if these things caused you to have any sort of like bucket list things added on there.
I don't know about bucket list, but I've definitely been feeling my mortality or age lately. Like, look, your dad rolling his eyes. But no, because they make you realize like, oh wow, now I'm one step closer. Now I'm walking the plank. There's
You're
nobody.
The next one.
Yeah. And so, or you think about like all of a sudden you're online or something on Grindr. Okay, I'll own it. And all of a sudden you see all these like 21, 22-year-olds, and they're like nobody over 30, and it's like and it just hurts a little bit because you never thought you would get that age.
Yeah, man. How old are you now? if you're willing.
No, I'm not willing. Okay. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, I'm about to turn 37. I'll own that.
I'm, no, you know what? How old do I look?
Like 30? Is that bad? That was a bad guess.
No, that's obviously not true. You're a typical straight guy trying to like get in my pants or
I'm not trying to butter your
charm
biscuit
me.
here. No, I honestly think because you've done all these rejuvenation things, something we'll get to later, but you're very in the fashion beauty
all right.
world, and I think I've always thought you have,
I'm
it
34.
together. 34, there
No.
you go.
There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
might have said like 31, 32 at the most.
Okay.
So you're
bleep
still
out-
shaving a couple of years off.
Bleep out 34 then, and we'll go with that.
It will be redacted from the
perfect.
final podcast.
You'll hear from my lawyer.
Talking about things in Kingston, I wanted to talk about, first of all, it's your dog's birthday, Lopez's birthday today.
Look
How
at
old
you
is he?
doing the deep dive on all my family. Yeah, Lopez. Oh, this is hard to say. He's 16.
16.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's way older than I was expecting. You can't tell with a little guy.
No,
like
and they live forever too. But speaking of the plank, I know that how many does he have? He's really starting to show his age, which is sad.
He's
but
a purebred
cute.
Chihuahua?
Yeah, long-haired Chihuahua. But he can't do stairs anymore. Things like that.
Luckily, he's easy to carry.
Yeah, very easy, and that's his preference. But that's going to be another tough one.
Wow, yeah, I was totally expecting you were going to say like 10 or something.
No.
I mean, a lot of dogs don't live to 16.
I know, yeah. So I'm very lucky. You're right.
He's healthy and happy, though?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
And he's a pseudo-celebrity in Kingston now?
He's a huge celebrity. He's bigger than me. Oh my God. I got stopped at the dog park. Okay. So sometimes I go dressed like, you ever see Britney Spears go to the gas station? She dresses like a little bit.
Like in sweats and
yeah.
stuff.
So that's me in Kingston. So I'll wear like a backwards hat. Not because I don't want to be recognized, because I'm lazy. And so I was at the dog park and you clearly could not tell it was me. And some guy was like, I know that dog from the news. Never mind who I was. Pointing at the dog.
You're like, I'm just pumping gas over here, but yeah,
Yeah,
please.
But and Bill Welichka is obsessed with Lopez.
Even though he bit
Obsessed.
him.
Yeah. Oh, he still tries every day.
Well, we should say that when you go on the morning show out there, you are like the Hollywood expert, gossip columnist sort of
Yeah.
role, and Lopez is your little
Sidekick.
amigo.
The
yeah.
dirt. I fill in for Monica when she's on vacation or,
Oh, okay,
or
okay.
not there, but she usually hosts that segment.
I wouldn't be surprised if they give you your own segment.
Yes.
honestly.
Well, they may have asked for some ideas, which I've
okay.
sent, but I haven't heard back. So thank you for that. I got to follow up in an email.
Well, you're killing it, man. Like we just mentioned before, you did an interview with Chelsea Handler, and I heard her give you that callback when you noticed a
thank
comedy
you.
callback. It's got to be pretty huge to have a big comedian like her point out your comedic prowess.
Yeah, that was awesome. She called it a callback. Or there was something else too. She liked me. Couldn't you tell? Everyone should go listen to that with me and Chelsea.
Everybody likes you. Come on.
Oh, come on. Well, I don't know. Opinions vary. But no, I would be friends with her. I know your dad's a big fan too.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
My dad, I think he called her a firecracker.
Firecracker.
That seems like an appropriate term for her, though. I think that term maybe gets thrown around a little too much, but for her, it's pretty succinct.
Yeah, that was fun. That was through chorus. Like that was set up through the radio station, though. I can't take credit for reaching out to Chelsea.
Yeah, but you still rocked the interview, you know?
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Own it, Jesse.
Sure. The other thing I really have been wanting to talk to you about is the movie that you were part of, Obsessed to Death.
Yes!
Which Tubi and Hulu I wanted to watch it last night and really have it fresh in the memory. But
Why didn't you ask me? I can send you a link.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, then send it to me still. I still want to see it.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I don't know about really good, but it's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah, it's like a thriller, suspense, murdery type vibe. I think you die in it. The trailer made it look like you got drugged or in your convulsing.
I get drugged.
Okay, maybe
I will
you
not
don't die.
confirm or deny if I die, and I may or may not have more than one sort of thing happen to me. Like, okay, I don't want to give spoilers, but like, well, it's been out for
Spoiler
so
alert.
long.
We can just say spoiler alert.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
it.
spoiler
Fast
alert.
forward a little bit if you don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah, it's like I'm not watching that movie, but yeah, it is made for TV sort of thriller.
Directed by Stefan Brogren,
Yes.
past guest of this show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't watch
He's
that
been-
one.
Yeah, he's been on. And he actually was on my Kenny Hots episode too because he sent in a video question for Kenny as
Oh,
well.
cool. Was that before Obsessed to Death?
Yeah, this was
so
all
we didn't
before
talk
that.
about
Yeah.
it. Oh. Well, it was really fun. And it's like one of those, it's so ridiculous that it's funny, but it's supposed to be a thriller.
It's like a little bit B movie or B horror sort of.
It is,
Yeah.
big time. But everybody I've seen it or I've sent it to, and I'm like, this is a TV movie. Like, don't get your expectations
fun
up.
with it.
But they're like, oh my God, I didn't expect it to be such good quality. Because it is very good.
Oh yeah, all the photography or filmography
Whatever,
looks
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, and it looked like a gripping movie from the trailer. Like I was
good.
definitely drawn in.
It's one of these Obsessed to Death. That's the name of it. It's like single white female vibe. So
Okay.
we're all like sexy, young fitness instructors that work at a spin studio. And there's this new girl that comes in and she kind of gets obsessed with the main girl that leads the classes, who is Summer Love, my best friend in the movie. And so I'm like the gay best friend who's like, something up with her. And she's like, no, she's fine. No, she's not. And then,
You're on to her. Yeah.
yeah, I'm onto her. And then, you got to watch it.
And then she figures out you're onto her and
tries to out me.
ices you, yeah.
Well, no, she doesn't ice me. I do not die.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Now
Jesse
I'm really
makes
going to
it
tell
to
you.
the end.
So if I've sent it to people, I know if they haven't watched the whole thing because you think I die, but I don't. So people have texted me like, "Great job, but it sucks that you died," and I'm like,
Fuck you.
You turned it off after that scene. Anyway, watch to the end. It's really good.
Man. Or yeah, maybe they only watched that scene.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, this sucks you died." No, I don't. I don't die.
Well, one thing I noticed too, just clicking through some of these other actresses, one of them has like 5.7 million Instagram followers, which is like bananas. That's like, isn't that like Justin Bieber level? Like in the millions? That's he's probably got like 400 million, but still, millions is pretty big on social media.
Holland Roden, yeah, she's from Teen Wolf. That was her big break. So she was already cast. This was kind of like a vehicle for her, I think, because she's from LA and the production company is from LA, but they come here to shoot. So she was already attached to Obsessed to Death before they started casting. And so
cool.
I was like,
it was her vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but she's a big star. Yeah. She's really nice. We went out for oysters and got drunk one night together, just the two of us. Nobody else wanted to come. And well, lots of gossip.
She's, I guess, from a younger generation because I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You said Teen Wolf. I'm like,
No.
Michael J. Fox from the 80s?
We're exactly the same age, actually. Oh, she might get mad if I say that. She's not going to listen to this.
So you mean 30?
Yeah, that's right. 30 years old. We actually have the same birthday.
Okay,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. So that's fun. Do you know who Colton Haynes is? Colton Haynes?
The name actually sounds quite familiar.
He's one of those Teen Wolfy type actors too.
Or Archie, one of those.
Yes, but
Riverdale, that's what it is, yeah.
What was he in? He was in Scream Queens. He was in...
that I've heard of.
I don't know. But anyway, he's hot, but he's gay. And so I was like... I'm obsessed with him. He's very gay famous.
Obsessed to death?
No, not to death. And not even really obsessed. I don't know why I said that. I just have a crush on him. But I was like, oh, do you think he'd be into me? Send him a picture. And she's like, no. He likes guys with really ugly faces.
So
And I'm like, thank you? But then later on, I'm like, that's just a thing to get somebody to not question you. Because if you're saying that I'm not ugly and that's why he won't like me, I'm not going, okay, I'll take it.
I can get a frying pan.
Well, no, I'm not doing that.
No. Okay, well, actually, since you're talking about guys you have crushes on,
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to something I was going to bring up later and just do a few relationship questions.
Oh, God.
So what does Jesse Reynolds look for in a partner?
A big dick. Is that what you wanted? Is that the
No.
soundbite you were looking
I
for?
meant like, honestly, like emotionally speaking, but if you want to
You know
go with
what?
big dick, that works too.
Here's the thing. I've been single since 2018, and I've tried my hardest to get into the dating apps. And, you know, every once in a while people have needs. But, like, they don't work for me because even if I think someone's hot, chemistry is everything. And time again, I've realized you have to meet someone and see if there's a vibe and a conversation. And a lot of gays don't operate that way. But I need that sort of, I have to like you.
Well, Grindr's like a hookup app, isn't it?
Totally,
It's
yeah.
kind of like Tinder.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh, yeah. Is Tinder a
swipe.
hookup app?
I always thought it was like swipe and bang kind of a thing, you know? I thought like Plenty of Fish or one of those is more like, I'm recently divorced, and you have like a little more about yourself, you know?
Harmony, love,
Yeah, exactly.
Tinder, I just match with people all the time and then nobody says anything.
Oh.
It's just
Weird.
I don't know. It's like an ego boost to get matched, but I don't say anything either, so I don't know. But I'm like the girl, you know. You have to chase me a little bit. That's what I need. That's what I like in a guy. You got to chase me a little bit because then I know you like me.
Someone who puts the work in, hunts
Yeah.
you down a little.
Not too hard, like 2 hours or like something.
Yeah, okay.
That was a joke. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm looking ahead here because I don't want to forget any of these questions.
But what do I look for? Lots of money.
Hefty package. We've gone over that.
Yeah. Actually, not. Well, see, it depends what you're doing with the hefty package. How much do you want to talk about dicks? I'm in a room with two straight guys.
Hey, man, I'm 100% zero homophobia going on in this room. My dad as well. He's an older generation. You might not know.
Hey, good for you. Older generation, not a homophobe.
Well, he taught me as a kid.
I
My
know.
parents, love is love. And
Good. I'm being facetious. I find older generations get a bad rap for being homophobic when a lot of the time they're not.
Yeah.
A lot of the cool ones.
the old
that I've-
gays, those guys are
The
hilarious.
old gays paved the way. God bless them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And I'm an old gay now. Like, I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be in high school now and be able to like wear makeup and nobody says shit.
Or they do, and then everyone shames that person.
Well, yeah, that bullied them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The bullier is now the one that gets boycotted,
Yeah.
and it's not cool anymore, at large at least.
Yeah. I mean, I like when I grew up in a sense that I kind of got to see both sides of it. But I also think, I mean, and you know how much that I've banked sort of my career on being gay, and I've really leaned into that. If I had been born in a younger generation, I don't know that I would have seen the same success because it's more normal. Like, it wasn't polarizing. Didn't cut through, or it doesn't cut through the way it did when I started.
Yeah, that's true. Because in some ways that adversity can help shape someone, you know?
Yeah.
As much as it's not right, challenges can be some things that help us, you know, become who we're meant to be in the end.
It's not right.
It's a little cliche.
But it's okay.
Speaking of bullying, though, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I had a incident I had to deal with my daughter. I had to go, she's just turned 12 in October, but she's going on 16. She's got pink hair now. And the sweetest girl, nicest girl. But I think it was because of some boy that felt scorned. A few weeks back, he had said, or she told me rather that he came up to her, a guy she didn't know well, and he got down on one knee and said, like, will you be my girlfriend? Okay. So, you know, points for
How old are they, 12?
Yeah, right?
Oh, God.
And then she said no politely.
Yeah.
He then returned and like offered to pay her $10 to be his girlfriend. I was like, what? And then he said, I'll buy you Gucci.
Oh my God. Someone needs to call his dad. What's his dad up to?
The parents got called. Let's just say.
By you?
Well, I went to the principal and
Stop.
It got things escalated because they, I think he was the one orchestrating it, but they created a very mean meme that was getting passed around. And then he came up to her in gym class and said, how does it feel? Everyone has your picture. And he's just being like straight up harassment. So I said, you know what? I'm putting my foot down. I'm done with this. And they both had to write like letters of apology to her. And yeah, exactly. I was like, you know what? Here's a bunch of guys who think they're men because they grew their fourth pube and they're really trying to flex. And I said, you know, I can make this guy a 12-year-old boy again real fast with a principal and the parents. And sure enough, it seems to have worked. So,
you know, they just went too far because some of that is like, you know,
it's kind of cute.
When you're mean to a girl, it's because you like her. Like But like
negging or whatever you want to call it.
That's too far, especially these days.
Well, especially when someone's been clear that they're not interested and now you're just coming back and back. And
oh my God. So what did she say? Is she here? Call her down. Hey.
She's at her mom's.
What did she say when he offered to pay?
She said no still. She had zero interest in that. Besides the fact that he sounded probably full of shit. Like, where's he going to get Gucci from? He's in grade 7. But she's not that kind of materialistic person in the first place, so I don't think that would have added to the appeal.
Well, I'll have to have a talk with her. I would have told her to say, how much? That's where you start.
Get me a flight to Miami and then we'll talk.
I see the rage building behind your eyes when I talk about your daughter in this way.
No. These are all normal things they have to navigate. And that's why I waited to get involved because I wanted to play out its course a little bit. But it was when it crossed a certain line for me and I was like, you know, it's
good for you.
Dad time now.
Yeah, good for you.
And the principal was so sweet and understanding. We went in there and I had wanted to speak to the vice principal because she was a woman and I thought she might be able to relate to these kinds of circumstances a little more. And he couldn't have been more understanding. And the things he said to her were very thoughtful. And he very much encouraged her to come back if there was any kind of follow-up incidents.
Good.
Yeah, you know, really, really great guy.
So you felt good about doing that then? That must have felt good as a dad. Like you must have felt like, you know what? I'm glad I did that.
It also just felt cool to be in the principal's office like as an adult.
Not in trouble?
Not like skipping class or smelling like weed in history or something.
I'm just wondering why I'm only hearing about this stuff now.
Oh, no! Grandpa!
I thought you knew through...
I knew nothing about any of this.
I thought you knew through Mom. I assumed Mom knew. Maybe
No.
Because you would have taken care of him.
I would have driven over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I went to the principal because part of me just wanted to like wedgie this kid.
Well, let me tell you something. You want to talk about older generation? My grandpa, the one that just died, when my mom was a teenager, something happened similar. I don't know the details. I don't remember right now. He went over to the kid's house with his rifle, banged on the door. The dad opens the door. My grandpa's standing there with a rifle. He wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, so they called the cops. Yeah, it did. But they called the cops. My grandpa got in trouble. It was a whole thing. So you guys don't fuck around. The older generation.
That's taking it pretty far.
But he was there for his daughter.
Imagine if the kid opened the door too.
Well, I think that's what he was hoping for. I don't know what he.
God.
He had a temper. God rest.
And then
his
he's
soul.
like, it wasn't loaded. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. No, it probably wasn't. Let's go with not. Yeah, let's go with not.
Well, you never know. Maybe he wanted to be prepared in case the other guy was like, you call that a gun?
Yeah. I played that game before.
Oh, okay. We're back to dicks.
Yes, full circle.
Okay, back to relationship questions though. What are your non-negotiables?
What do you mean?
Like things that are kind of like
like smoking or that sort of thing?
Stuff like that. I will not date you if this. Like hard no, you know?
You know? Well, I mean, like, except for the obvious
ones.
Like
someone who doesn't shower. I'm not
stuff
not
like
that so much, but
I don't know. Wow, you really got me.
Okay, well, something to think about.
You know, but again, I lump a lot of this into the obvious stuff, like if someone's rude to the server.
Yeah, this borderlines on pet peeves in general.
A Trump follower.
Yeah, well, okay. I have mixed feelings about Trump, to tell you the truth, because I'm a fan in that I find him very entertaining.
Same.
I like to watch him.
But
I don't like the things
I don't
he
like the
stands
putting
for.
children in cages.
No. And anything he stands for, I don't like. But I do find him a little bit charismatic and like entertaining to watch. The way he talks.
Very entertaining.
He is.
That's my best Trump.
But anyway, that's why I don't think he should have ever been allowed to run, because now there's this.
Now he's running again, right?
Yeah, I know. And
Ugh.
the celebrities keep throwing their hat, like Dr. Oz, while
And
he got
The
shut
Rock
down.
for a while, people were saying.
Well, people want The
Kanye,
Rock.
Good Lord.
Judge Judy needs to
Judy
do
would
it.
probably hold it down, though. I
Yeah.
feel like I would have no problem with Judge Judy
Me
running
too.
the country.
She doesn't want to do it though. She makes more money on her show.
Does she still do a show?
Yeah. She's just started a new show actually called Judy Justice. So she dropped Fox. I don't know what the network
Basically
was.
the same show,
It's
just with the new.
exactly the same show, but new name, because I don't know why. I don't know why after like 50 years she's like, yeah, I'm done with you guys. Starting a new show.
Or you think she would own the trademark to that name since
Yeah.
she is Judge Judy, you know? That seems weird. Now she's got to call herself Judy Justice, which does sound kind of cool. Sounds like a Bond villain or something.
Yeah, I guess. Everyone knows who we're talking about. But she puts her hair in a ponytail now. I don't like that.
She's trying to look young. That's,
Yeah.
You know, she must be old now too, right?
Oh,
gotta be
she's like
80 or something.
Oh yeah, 'cause she was really good friends with Joan Rivers, who died at 81.
Personal hero of yours, I know.
Oh,
that was
yes.
on here as well. We'll get to that.
God rest her soul.
I love Joan Rivers too.
Amazing.
I always, when she did Fashion Police, I thought that was the funniest show ever.
We probably talked about Joan Rivers last time.
I would assume so.
But do you think she'd be able to manage now? Because like I'm having a flashback. I did ask you that last time.
I think, things have changed since the last time, though. I think still, I don't think there's anything that could have stopped Joan Rivers
Yeah, I
other
don't
than
know.
death itself.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well, because she's old, and when you get old, you get this rite of passage. Like you can say whatever you want, and you're like, yeah, but
and
she's
she
old.
already kind of had that
Yeah.
even before she was old,
Yeah.
just from being a comedian and
Yeah.
an edgy one at that, especially for a female comedian at the time that she sort of started to prevail.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, what a legend.
Oh, what a legend. You know, it's funny. It's like, you know, not to be like, you know, sometimes people like associate themselves with celebrities too much, and you're like, okay, check yourself. But the day she died was the first day I ever did stand-up comedy.
No way.
Yeah.
That's such a cool friggin' anniversary.
It was.
Well, it's kind of bittersweet, I
Well,
suppose, but
Yeah, but like now, I
if
mean,
you're
how else are you
saying
gonna
that her
look at it?
spirit went into you.
That's right. Her and Marilyn Monroe.
My stand-up anniversary is April Fool's, which I thought was like the best.
Oh, that's perfect too.
right? Yeah, it was very cool.
You know?
And my opening joke from that, I guess my first joke ever was that it's weird when you get the call to do the open mic night on April Fool's because you're like,
Is this a joke?
is this guy just fucking?
Yeah.
Is the booking guy fucking with me? Yeah. You don't have to fake laugh for that. It's not that good. It
That
was my
wasn't a fake
yeah.
laugh. This is a fake laugh.
That sounded much faker. I'll give you that. Joan Rivers. Fuck. Oh yeah, she's someone I feel like I can do an impersonation of. pretty
Okay,
good.
go ahead.
Oh my God, you don't even know.
It's not bad, right?
No, keep going.
Jesse, I'm speaking to you from beyond the
Hey,
grave.
okay, now
You're
I hear it.
carrying my spirit.
Okay.
Could
yeah.
just be insert Jewish old lady, I suppose. But
Well, yeah, you were heavy on the accent, but I heard it there. When I made you keep going, I heard it.
that rings out to me when I picture her in my head. She does have like
She does,
quite
she
a strong
does.
accent. I'm overdoing that. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, you were a little cartoony.
That's what these impressions are, though. I suppose a little
Yeah,
caricature.
That's true. Okay. Don't have to get defensive.
Yeah, I am. I'm sensitive about my impersonations because they're all kind of.
Who else you got?
Oh God.
Could you do me? You know what I find offensive is when people say they can do me, but then they just do the most stereotypical gay accent of all time. It's like,
I'm not
okay.
gonna try.
Yeah, don't try, because you'll end up doing that.
I can do like cartoons. Okay, I can do like Beavis and Butthead.
Okay, let's hear.
Whoa, Butthead.
Wow.
And then, shut up, butthole. That's, they're not the hardest, I suppose, to do.
Yeah.
But I used to be able to do, I can do crusty sighing, but that's it. I can't speak like it.
Oh, there you go.
That's all I can do for
I like
crusty.
crusty. Yeah.
I think I can do a Barney Gumble. I did some of these with Steve Love. The, hi, Homer. Kind of
Hey,
like,
not bad.
Not bad.
All right, Steve Love. I mean, the master. He's
He
great.
came on and the episode got fucked. We lost half an hour. I still don't know what happened, but it was unusable. It was like
no.
the audio just glitched and you couldn't hear what we were saying. And we had this improv impersonation battle that got totally scrapped. So.
The mics are like, I'm not listening to this. I'm turning myself off.
Yeah, we probably blasted the levels. Yeah. Something that potential mates should know about you if they're.
You and the dating. What are you,
Well, sorry, I had a
he
few
hitting on me?
relationship questions.
just come out of the closet if that's
You're
what you're
posting
going, where you're
thirst
going.
traps all the time. I'm not going to switch teams, but come on.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that. What was the question?
Something that potential mates or partners should know about you going into a relationship?
Oh, God, you should have sent me a prep sheet.
No, it's more fun this way.
Well, I don't know. You know what? I'll tell you something. I do like that on dating apps and stuff when people know what I do for a living before they meet me. Not because then they think I'm famous, because I'm not, but because then they kind of have an idea of what
You
they're
strike
getting.
me as a workaholic.
I'm a workaholic, but here's the problem I have in gay world. Because some people may say I have like an angular or handsome face, people think I'm way more like manly than I am. So on dating apps, people are like, "Oh, daddy, fuck me," you know, and it's like
they want you to be like the butch
top.
or whatever. Yeah,
and you know, and I can top, but like usually the guys I connect with are like more masculine than I am, and so I feel like it helps that because otherwise sometimes people are interested in me, and then I
you feel like you're going to disappoint. Yeah,
well, I talk and then they're not interested, you know. So it's like I just want people to know what they're getting into.
Okay, that's a great answer.
But I mean, I feel like that's for everybody. Wouldn't you say the same thing if you had the choice to have people like get a prep sheet about you before dating you?
Or the rundown. Yeah.
So I mean, that's.
But I can see that again. Now I'm going to have to pivot back to my other notes because fitness is something I did want to talk to you about because I would say you're always someone who's been in good shape.
Well,
but in the last couple of years, you've really fucking brought it. All your gym pictures, you're like really bulking up. And I wanted to know, was there something that helped you find that discipline that's clearly necessary for, you know, that kind of a physique?
Yeah, bad breakup.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Totally. Yeah, I got fit, he got fat. So I won.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what happened. So it was just a way to like kind of control my life at a time that I felt it was spiraling. And, you know, I've always been a drinker, but that wasn't enough. I wanted something to balance the other side. So, you know, when I was having, my mom was really sick and I went through this really awful breakup that I can't even get into the details. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
But,
Kyle on the first episode of the show said he wanted to burn his ex's house down, or he said he hopes he dies in a house fire. So can't be worse than that.
No, well, but now we're friends. We're actually good platonic friends. And he's babysitting Lopez right now. That's why I don't have him with me.
Oh, right on.
So we got to a good place. It's been a while. We broke up in 2018. And so it was after that I moved out. I thought we were going to be together forever. So it was very much a heartbreak and a upheaval in my life. And so...
Are you someone that can generally stay copacetic with exes, or are you kind of like, we're done, I'd rather you're not in my life?
I was with that guy for 14 years. So he's really my only ex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a long time. When did you start dating?
17.
Oh, my God. Like high school sweetheart kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
there were no like breaks in between?
Well, I mean, come on.
Okay, all right.
Are we gay? Are we gay? There was a little slip up here, slip up there, you know, on both sides.
Yeah.
But for the most part, more on his side.
Which is warranted in your 20s. I mean, come on. That's when you're supposed to be sort of finding out what you like.
But now I joke that I did gay life backwards because like now I'm like in my 30s and I'm like, ooh, single, ready to party. And I spent my whole 20s like a married housewife, you know, we had 3 dogs in the car in the house. Yeah. And monogamy. Should we talk about monogamy? Because, wow.
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But yeah, I've been kind of a serial monogamist through most of my life.
Yeah.
Like I've had many relationships, but I've always been that dedicated. I liked being someone's boyfriend, you know?
Yeah,
I enjoyed that companionship.
You know, this is an interesting topic because right now I'm seeing a guy who is married to a man, but they're open. And
Okay. So it's not scandalous.
No.
Okay.
But they date other people separately. Like a lot of the time couples do it together or it's like a threesome or whatever. But this is, they date separately, which is fascinating to me because I'm like, wow, does nobody get jealous? But also,
and there's also, you got to worry about like STIs and stuff. Like, it can be, you know, that's a whole other thing.
Oh, yes. That's
At least I don't have to worry about getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've tried.
I wanted to write sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to write a script. I was originally thinking to call it The Unicorn because, you know, that's the threesome.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I think there's a show called that now. But it was supposed to be about a threesome between, you know, a heterosexual couple and they hook up with another girl and then that girl gets pregnant and sort of the fallout of that.
Oh, wow. That would be juicy.
Right?
Maybe a soap.
Or it could be a rom-com if you did it right, or it could be just like a drama or whatever. But it seems like a premise I hadn't really seen. It probably exists out there somewhere, but...
We should pitch it to Stefan and Holland Road and see if they can...
Let's write it.
Get it together.
Let's write it. Yeah.
Obsessed to death, too.
No one steal that idea, goddammit. Trademark.
Yeah. But anyway, so this monogamy conversation has really been blown up in my face lately since I've been seeing this person because a lot of like girlfriends in my life will be like, you're just wasting your time. Like this is going to end in a blaze of glory and maybe it will. But, you know, they just don't see the point if it's not a monogamous happily ever after ending.
Disney ending sort of.
Exactly. And that's how we were raised, right? To think that's how it should be. But you can still have meaningful relationships with people that come and go in your life or that whatever. Think about you've had friendships that you don't probably keep in touch with anymore, but it doesn't mean you hate them. Like
and
from
you still
elementary
hold those
school.
memories in high regard. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's sort of been a learning thing for me this year. And but I also, to your point about being monogamous, have realized that I am not someone who needs a whole bunch of partners, because I am okay with one for a long time, obviously.
Yeah.
But in my world, in the gay world, it's very common to be just, wildly open.
Yeah, just kind of loose and...
Yeah.
Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah, that is at least for me, it is.
The last relationship question I have for you is if you've ever been on a blind date, and how did that go?
I've never been on a blind date.
Well, then
I would love to go on a blind. I would go
So
on a
that
blind
doesn't
date.
intimidate you, the idea
Oh
of that?
no, that would be fun. Because I get along with people. Like I'll find something interesting about everybody.
You'll find a way to make the night not suck either way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, maybe he'll want to fuck and I don't, and then that's an
the only
awkward
problem.
conversation.
Yeah. If they're really into you and you right off the bat are like, I am not attracted to you.
Yeah, but
we
also
can
be
go
nice.
watch a movie or whatever. Yeah,
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where am I at now? We did fitness journey.
I appreciate that your note is pink.
Yeah.
The drinks are pink. My shoes are pink. The notes are pink.
That's more coincidental, but I'll take it.
Again, you didn't have to say that.
Yeah, I'm an
Could've just
honest
owned it.
motherfucker. I don't
Yeah,
know.
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Hang on, we're taking a
Let
sip.
me know if you want to top up.
You know what? I hate martini glasses because you spill them like that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's so fucking awesome because I keep all my notes. There's a big pile over there.
Oh, perfect.
So this is kind of like now it's a memory.
I can spit on it too if you want, or more.
DNA sample. Okay, I want to talk to you about Britney Spears.
Oh, look at my shirt.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus
baby,
Christ! How did I
baby.
not even notice that until now? Wow. I seriously didn't even notice.
Oops, I did it again. Okay, what do you want to know?
I want to. Well, I'd like you to bring my audience up to speed because I think a lot of people sort of loosely follow Britney and her world, but you could probably be her biographer.
Yeah.
You're a fanatic. I don't know if that's a strong term.
Well,
So bring us up to speed, everyone who might have heard about the conservatorship.
oh God.
And the fallout of
How
that.
long is this episode? I don't think we have long
We
enough.
can go all day. The wedding,
Yeah.
and it's crashing, and do you think it's going to last? And finally, what's up with all the ample nudity, and
I
why
know.
is it so grainy? You have so much money. Get a professional camera
know.
crew to do
Okay.
it. If you're going to do your Maxim shoot on the beach, don't do it on a VHS camcorder.
I need a brown paper bag. I need a brown paper bag.
I have some thoughts clearly about this, but
This is sparking my anxiety. One thing at a time. Okay.
okay, we'll go
So-
back. Conservatorship.
No, but first I want to say, poor Britney. She's going through something right now because if you follow her on Instagram, some of these posts, they're just unhinged.
I mean, I don't hate them.
No, well, not the nudity one. Oh my God. Okay. So I was at work the other day at the radio station, and one of the, I won't say who it was, one of the guys at work, I was in his office. I was like, hi. And he's like, did you see Britney Spears' Instagram post? I'm like, obviously, like, this is why you're bringing it up. Yes. What about it? And he's like, well, she just keeps putting a red heart over her vagina. And every post, it just gets smaller and smaller. And I love it. And I'm like, wow. Okay.
When people are
that's
asking
it.
you, did you see the Britney Spears thing? And you're like, yeah, I imagine you wearing this shirt and them being totally in the right.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. It's like, I'm like, Britney, girl, come on. Like, because she's not doing herself any favors right now. And so I'm like, is there any room on Team Christina? You know,
Yeah. I'm expecting her to shave her head and get an umbrella real soon.
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
Throwback to 2004.
Well, and she keeps these rants about like, and I know what she went through with the conservatorship was horrible, but she's going on these rants lately that are like, you know, comparing ourselves to regular people that work at an office or at Walmart. And it's like, you're not a regular person.
Yeah.
And so she needs to recognize that. And it's like, doesn't
You're
mean
in a different stratosphere.
exactly. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean it doesn't suck, whatever happened to you, but it's like, you don't work at Walmart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be like the Walmart worker comparing herself to Britney Spears. It's not the same. So I don't like some of these unhinged posts lately, but the conservatorship was terrible. I'm glad she got out of it.
What was that though? Like, how does
Well-
your dad have control over you when you're a full grown woman? That's the part I never really understood.
Well, exactly.
Did she show like mental illness problems or something that he could sort of lord over her? Is that how he got that?
Yeah. So
Okay.
she was diagnosed bibipolar.
Oh, this I didn't know.
Yeah, after the umbrella thing. And so they, it was like a combination of that. Plus, there was a day that she locked herself in the house and wouldn't give the kids to Kevin Federline. And so they called an ambulance and put her on a psych hold and all this stuff.
I
And
mean,
Yeah,
Kevin
I know.
Federline's not exactly, at least back in the day, he didn't look like Dad of the Year.
I know.
Maybe he's come a long way since then. I don't know.
Seems like maybe he has. But yeah, so that was like, I don't know how they actually do it. Because like you think about, again, our Walmart worker example, if she locked herself in the house with her kids, nobody's calling to put her on a psych hold. So
They're like, Sheila's late for the night shift. That's about it.
that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's just that higher level of standard, stratosphere, whatever you want to call it. And there's more of a microscope on her. And so they're like, okay, this can't happen. But this is my conjecture. I don't know. There must be some official reason.
So how did she get free then? How does she finally break the
Because of the
shackles that?
fans. Do you remember the hashtag Free Britney?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
So, and I was rallying for that. And from the beginning, Jenna was my co-host at the time. And she was like, that's not true. Like, that it's just conspiracy theory. So when it came out that it was all true, Jenna really ate crow. But I even was surprised that it was all true.
Does Britney's dad now face some sort of legal repercussion from
She
that?
wants him to.
I would think he should, like, based on...
Yeah, but here's the thing. The conservatorship was legal. So a judge appointed it. So the legal system is what created it. So how are they going to, you know what I'm saying? So
It's murky waters, yeah.
yeah, but her problem is any of her family members, her brother, sister, her mom, they could have spoken up. Nobody spoke up. You know, she wasn't even allowed to.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to the sister? She was like her own little blossoming pop star for a while, and then she just disappeared.
She got pregnant at like 17 and had 3 or 4 kids.
See, this is the dirt I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know these deets.
Well, you can take the girl out of Louisiana, but let me tell you. But yeah.
How many times have you seen Crossroads? I just want to know.
You don't want to see my VHS.
Okay.
It's worn out.
You stole it from Blockbuster. I'm not returning this.
Yeah. What's Blockbuster? I'm too young.
Shut up. I'm not going to let you get away with that one.
Poor Brittany. I hope she gets the help she needs.
Yeah, same here.
And I do
man.
think the mayor, I don't know about that guy. He's hot as hell.
Who is the new guy, other than
he's
being hot
hot.
as hell? What's his deal?
Well, he's like a personal trainer, Sam Ascari, but yeah, I don't know. He kind of came out of the blue. They do seem to be very much in love, but I'm like, he's much younger. He's like 29. You know, she's 42.
So it'll last for a while.
And I just you gotta question people's motives when they're pursuing somebody of that level. You know what I mean?
They have that stature and
who
that
wouldn't date
amount of
Britney
fame.
Spears?
Well, she still looks great for her age. You know, she looks
For her age, there he goes. Okay,
I'm ageist now.
what is this for her age?
True. She looks great.
Thank you.
Hard stop.
Yes, for her age.
Well, to be honest, when you said her age, that was older than I thought she was.
You know why I'm sensitive about that?
What?
The gym I go to in Kingston. So Kingston is a university town. So Queen's University. At my gym, it's all 21, 22-year-olds, tits like rocks, washboard abs, looking great. And, you know, I'm in good shape too. But, like, I'm in my 30s, so your body changes a little. I'm more of like a dad shape. And it's like, you know, sometimes I'm in the mirror thinking I look great. Then in walks one of these.
Oh, we're working twice as hard to look half as good.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't like that for their age.
I redact that statement
Thank
as
you.
well. No. Hey, but you know what? That applies to me. I feel like I can say stuff like that because I'm older than you, so fuck you.
Your dad's rolling his eyes again.
That's something you get, though, no matter what age you are. You can literally be 67 and be like, oh, my knees are hurting. And there's some 80-year-old guy being like,
You know what? Yeah.
wait. You know, it's like...
That's so true.
It's so true.
That's so true.
And then you're the 80-year-old guy before you know it.
Yeah,
so.
that's so true. And you know what I tell people? I joke about, like, and I am sensitive about aging and stuff, but I do try to remind myself, and I tell my girlfriends this too. When we're 60, 80, 90, and we look at pictures of ourselves at 35, you're going to think, holy fuck, I was hot.
Exactly.
So try to appreciate that now, even if you feel bloated.
And you notice that if you see like pictures of your grandparents at their funeral or something, you're like, oh, he had such a jawline or whatever, you know?
Totally.
I'll show you a picture of my grandpa who passed. I bet you'll think he's a stone cold fox.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's got a real...
Your dad?
No, my mom's dad. He's got a...
What was your dad? A troll?
Well, I was never...
He was an Irish immigrant. He was like a farmhand
An
kind
Irish. So a leprechaun. Irish.
No. He was a sweet man, and he wasn't like ghastly. But my mom's side. That's what I mean. Like he wasn't. You know, you wouldn't run away.
Yeah.
Or your children, you wouldn't like hide their eyes. But my mom's dad though, he was an architect, and he had the turtlenecks in the '60s, and you know he had the bum chin real hard.
Oh yeah, I got a little bum chin.
Yeah.
He's a handsome guy. Yeah.
Is he still around?
No, just
Damn it.
He made it to 98 though. Fucking
Hey, that's awesome.
That's a run right there.
My grandpa just died at 92, which I felt was a good run too.
Yeah. Anything over like 80 even.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Because you see people have heart attacks when they're... Oh, shit. Sorry, Dad.
What, did you have a heart attack?
No, but he's like the age where I was about to say. When they're like in their late 60s, and he's in his late 60s.
You know,
and I have a cardiologist.
So yes,
you know.
let's... Are you okay with talking about that stuff?
No, sure. I don't
Well,
care.
just because prior to this interview... I was asking my mom, like, hey, yeah, I'm thinking we could do Cosmos or something fancy. She ended up providing the drinks because my dad was starting a workout, the cups or the glasses rather. But
Thanks, Mom.
she was, I bought this.
Okay.
No
All
help
right.
from Mom.
Thanks, Oliver.
No, but my dad was starting a workout because he had just had a doctor's appointment where he was finding out some not so great news about heart health and
What happened? Like, shut up. What happened?
You know, you get older, things get clogged up a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
you know, it's all trending stuff. So I'm not in any danger with anything, but it's like time to get serious and change your lifestyle. So one of those talks, and you go, oh shit.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
No, never.
Do you
never.
eat McDonald's?
No, no.
no, they're pretty good.
It just happens, eh?
You just need to get a little more fit.
Yeah,
That's the main thing, the daily exercise. But yeah, exactly. No one would look at you and be like, this fat fuck. You know,
No, you look very healthy. Exercise sucks. I don't even like
I'm
it.
starting to like it a lot.
You like it?
Like, I don't like starting,
Yes.
but I always love how I feel after. And I'm starting to I'm focusing on remembering that part.
But why is it? And yeah, you're right. You have to. But why is it you feel so good after a workout, but it's so hard to start again the next day? It's like, it's this, you'd think you'd build some kind of like.
I've actually found that doing the daily
Endurance.
thing is beneficial to like keep grinding, because if you start taking days
Yes.
off and letting your muscles rest, I know
Totally.
that's something you're supposed to do, but if I just make it routine,
Yeah.
I can let my OCD take over. And
Maybe that's what it is, the OCD. Because I think
helps.
the same way. Because I'm like, if you take a day or two off thinking, oh, I'll be rested and ready to go back, you're not. You want to just keep resting. But if
Yeah.
you go every single day, you're ready for the next workout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It becomes part of your person, you know. I do a lot of different channels. I don't know if we can talk YouTube workout channels here, but
Oh, yeah, yes.
well, because during the pandemic is when we
Yes.
really made the shift from good life and all that bullshit, and we realized we wasted 2+ hours driving to working out in ways that were not smart and taking too long.
Yeah.
Only to now learn how to, like, in 20 minutes, I can get the workout that I probably would have put in an hour at the gym. Without any machines, just doing like prison workouts, like calisthenics and shit, you know?
But I do find there's a cap. Like, you know, I've been leaning into home workouts lately too because I've just been lazy and busy and stuff. It's just it's the travel to the gym and the whole routine of like
and the
changing
public nature of it, even like
Yeah.
sometimes it is fun. Sometimes you're like, oh, look at this hot chick or whatever, or like there are eye candy moments or whatever you want to call it, and sometimes there's even motivating moments where you see someone else crushing it and you're like, yeah, and you take a little piece of that person's inspiration. But
so that's what you miss at home.
But
Because
I'm
I
okay with
find-
that. Yeah, because the people that I'm watching, I feel like I'm getting that through the screen.
Okay.
Maybe I just picked good workout guys, or
maybe.
I like the vibe. But
Send me your list.
well, yeah, we started off with a guy named Bully Juice, who's like an ex-Marine.
What's his name?
Bully Juice.
Bully Juice.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
I guess what you fight the bullies with, you know.
Ah.
I know it sounds more just sexual or weird, or I
Yeah, I
didn't know
liked it
if-
better when it was sexual. Now it's just cheesy. Bully Juice.
I think now he calls his app Jim O'Clock. I think I know. Also, really, you know, still workouts are on point. You know, in 20 minutes
Okay.
you do a full body,
Yeah.
no equipment. You know,
That's good.
Yeah, maybe some burpees and some, you know, the usual shit.
I'm going to tell you one. Terry Simpson is the trainer's name. That's not the name of the video. If you want to search on YouTube, it's called Men's Health Abs Diet 2.
Okay.
Number 2. Men's Health Abs Diet 2 workout. Look that up on YouTube, and it is such a good workout. There's the cardio one, and there's a full body muscle, big muscle group one. But it's just easy stuff like squats and and stuff like that. Because I find sometimes these videos get a little dancey.
I hate when it's like, we're going to do 3 moves at the same
Exactly.
time. I'm like, I got the time. Can
No.
we just do them individually?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. That's a guy thing. You know, as girly as I am, I'm still a man, and guys cannot multitask, and we're not good with, see, clearly I can't think, with like multi movements like that. We need one at a time.
I mean, that's painting a broad brush, but I think for fitness, that certainly applies to me.
That-
But
well,
in
me it
other
does.
parts of my life, I take pride in my strong multitasking.
Oh, yeah? You're a good multitasker? Okay,
But not with fitness. I don't love doing like...
Well, I guess when you have kids, you have to be, eh?
yeah, and just juggling this show and my job at the hospital and, you know, relationships. and-
Hospital must be hell right now.
I don't even want to like
Okay.
talk like I work there that often because, you know, I'm a casual. I work maybe 2 shifts a week, usually
But
overnight.
still, you're there and like, you know.
I mean, things have been pretty normal for a long time.
okay, good.
If you're talking about what, all the kids being sick?
Well, COVID, kids being sick.
That's mainly Chio that's getting the brunt of that. So,
Okay. And now they're shipping some to Kingston.
well, Kelly works at the Queensway just down the street,
Yeah.
and in the ICU, it's mainly old people, right? Generally, people who are on their last leg. And now, I don't think it happened, but they were saying that they might ship teens from Chio over because they're kind of like overflowing there, and they just need that extra.
It's scary. It's
crazy.
I still
Dude,
got
sorry to cut you off. No kids Tylenol for like
I know.
I've spent days where I'm just driving around from pharmacy to pharmacy to pharmacy, only to eventually go like, let's use the adult ones, find the dosage.
Okay, wait, because your kid was sick or had a fever.
My kid has been on and off sick since school started because he's in kindergarten and he was like a pandemic kid.
Yeah.
We actually didn't even put him in JK last year because we figured it's not worth the risk.
Yeah.
What are you going to learn in kindergarten? He's a really bright boy already.
How old is he?
He's 5.5 about now.
Okay.
But
So
I was
when
teaching him, like, we were learning ASL together and like just life experiences.
Cool.
Like I do work. He works out with us like every day. He's like, I want to push myself.
Cute.
He's like planking. I'm like, you're like, the army would love you. And not that I will let you go. I'm like, coaches and like generals are going to be coming for this kid.
Well,
and like experimental super soldier programs, maybe. They're like, we need a Steve Rogers. This kid, he's got the blonde hair even.
Right now, but like as soon as he's a teen, he's probably going to totally 180 and be like goth and like, you know.
The teen pivot, let's just
The
call
teen
it.
pivot,
The puberty
that's what
pivot.
it totally
Let's go
is.
for the alliteration there.
Yeah.
Puberty pivot. I'm going to say it one more time. No, but I've noticed that as well, being a father of kids that are getting to that age. It's something that also makes me, especially doing this podcast with my dad, is even more full circle because the amount of moments that I have.
That was my umbrella.
Yeah, I thought you spilled the actual drink on your Brittany. I was going to be.
Oh, no. Listen, it's not my first rodeo. Carry on. What? Your dad, what?
Yeah, it was just kind of full circle. You know, I have a lot of these moments now where my oldest son, he's going to be 14 at the end of the year. And he's getting to that kind of, again, I don't want to say he's a bad kid because he's a good kid. I was smoking cigarettes and getting drunk before homeroom and, you know.
Yeah, me too.
I was probably doing shrooms in grade 9. Yeah, I definitely was.
Grade 9? I didn't smoke weed until I was 16. That was the first time I ever tried weed.
I probably shouldn't have said that. He helps with these videos sometimes.
Oh, no. Well, not this one.
Oh, no. No, you know what? I'm safe because anything that's the meat in the middle, he's not going to fuck with us too. You think you're cool? My daughter had
I don't think I'm cool.
No, I meant that.
To him.
I was speaking about me. No. I mean, like,
you think you're cool.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, now you're doing it like Americans.
Yeah.
Because you know, Americans.
You think you're cool.
Yeah, Americans say you. Have you noticed this? I learned this in theater school, actually. Remember your story because I want you to tell.
Wait, what was it?
Oh, no, you think you're cool.
Oh, yeah, I know. Just
Americans,
tell me sleepover. That's
sleepover. Americans say you. Like, you taste this? It's like lemonade. But Canadians, we're supposed to say I.
Yeah.
I think I'm cool. No, I'm not. But Americans say you. Anyway, now that I've said that,
I didn't know that, though.
You'll
That's
notice it now.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
In interviews, they'll be like,
I'm not American, though.
because like if Ellen asks a celebrity, like, you know, something, what was it like on set? Was it hard waking up early in the morning? They'd be like, well, your alarm goes off and you think I just
like
want to
third
sleep.
person.
It's third person.
Can I bring it back to Brittany? She says, I literally asked Kelly this. Isn't this weird? She says, it's Brittany, bitch.
Yes, she does.
Shouldn't it be, I'm Brittany, bitch? She's referring to herself as the product Britney Spears. I find that fucked up.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Right?
Whoa!
It's Britney, bitch. It's like, that's you, motherfucker.
But she is a product, isn't she?
I know. That's the double-sided thing here, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm thinking comedy now. If I was an MC, which I am tonight, come see me at Yuck Yuck. Oh, wait. This is going to be way after.
Yeah. Oh, so plugs at the end. Yeah, remember, this is going to come out probably early December.
But it was like, who's your MC? It's Britney, bitch! Like, I could see if she was going that way. But anyway, sleepover.
But doesn't she say that as a lyric in her song?
Oh, she does.
Like, it's Britney, bitch.
Give me more. 2007. Blackout
I think it's
album.
a boss move, too, to just be like, you know, someone like Alexander the Great is here. He probably said before he like conquered your city.
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
Just an announcement. It's like
you have to achieve a certain level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you can say that. Okay,
so,
sleepover.
I was going to say, you think you're cool is how I felt.
No, we just went over this. You say, I was cool.
Going back to where we were.
All right.
Okay. No, but my daughter had a birthday sleepover and two girls came over just for, you know, hang out, watch a movie, birthday shenanigans, whatever. And I thought I would be the cool dad because I've got a podcast studio in the basement. So much to the point where like when I got home from running errands and I found out that Kelly had already brought them down to like play on the arcade, I was like, oh, I wanted to be there. I wanted to see. So they'd be like, wow. Like, I don't know. It's just a little ego boost to feel youthful that the kids, you know, that you're still not old or whatever.
Or that they want to even like ask you a question.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
From what I gathered, again, I wasn't there for the moment, but it sounds like they did not give a flying fuck. And they were just like, oh yeah, an arcade. I guess that's cool. 10 minutes later, let's go do something else.
But you know what?
TikTok.
It comes back. TikTok. Oh, fuck. Yeah. But you know, it comes around, right? Dad, because like...
Do you want me to top you?
Yeah, please. There comes an age where your kids come back. I've heard. I don't have any children. But like, you know, when you go through the puberty, what are we calling it? The puberty... Punch up.
The puberty pivot.
The puberty pivot.
That's a Friends reference.
You kind of leave the nest for a while and your parents suck and all this. But I feel like in your early 20s, your parents, you learn to appreciate your parents again and they become your friends. That's what my
Oh my
experience
God,
was anyway.
yes. Hardcore. Yeah. I'm not just saying that because you're here, Dad. No, I mean, I think what we've gone through with this show is a unique thing in itself.
Spilling.
I literally just spilled all over the tables.
Oh, no, but I'm spilling on myself. That's why I'm yelling.
Whitney is stronger than we remember. We said it at the beginning.
Oh my God.
Don't hold it against us.
Hold it against me. Another good Britney song.
Now we're just going to start singing songs that have been stuck in our heads.
Yeah, that's what, well, Pink
Here's
Whitney.
one. Every time you go
Why are
away.
you? Why that song?
Because I rewatched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and it makes me want to cry when that scene happens at the end, and he meets their family, and
I
God
love
bless
that
you,
movie.
John Candy.
Oh, John Candy. What's your favorite John Candy? Uncle Buck. It's got to be Uncle Buck.
It's honest.
Great Outdoors.
I don't even know how I could. Yeah, you listed like already so many that I'm.
Yeah.
And I know he has way more like deep cuts that I'm probably not as familiar with. I'm in a Long Live John Candy Facebook group, and it's one of the highlights of Facebook for me because I really think Facebook sucks.
He was so good. He was so good. My mom.
So real, man.
So real and like so unique. You know
that scene in Plane, Trains, and Automobiles where. Steve Martin freaks out when he's finally had enough when they're in that first hotel room scene and he won't start doing what I do to my partner every night where it's like I gotta clear my sinuses and like nasal spray and all that. He's like just finally and his beers have already exploded on the bed and that's Steve Martin's side that he has to sleep on. And Steve Martin just goes off on him in like such an honest way that I don't even think you can really hold against him. And I think that's why it works because you're feeling like, yeah, fuck this guy. But John Candy, to still be able to have, where within 2 seconds, you now are definitely on John Candy's side because just the way he emotes through his eyes and his facial expressions. And he's like, yeah, sure, I could be a cynic like you know, but I don't like that. I don't like hurting people's feelings. He's like, I like me. My wife likes me. My clients like me because what you get is the real article, you know? And it's just like, that was my best.
Yeah, that was
that's paraphrasing to some degree, but man, that shit hits so hard.
It does. And, you know, good for him to achieve that level of success when he did. Not to go, you know, I'm not a body shamer, but the body positivity movement was not around when he hit. Yes. And he was a very large man.
He was very confident in himself in a way that wasn't arrogant or pompous, but just loving and friendly and jovial.
And likable.
Oh my God.
So likable.
He's like one of those people that you just wish you could meet and hang out with. And even when I've seen like, I deep dive on people that I'm really into in pop culture and you watch that like candid stuff of them, like, you know, when they're not on, so to speak. And he seems like the exact same guy, like just someone who would give you the shirt off his back and then be proud of his body. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Well done. That was a good callback. Chelsea Handler.
Callback from 10 seconds ago.
So you do a deep dive on people in pop culture that you like. That's why you know so much about my family.
Yes. And your dog.
Thank you.
Which is obviously family.
Of course he is. Yeah.
Oh, can I ask you, and this, not to be morbid, but since he is getting up there in years, have you thought about, because I know you're going to get another dog. I know this is scary territory.
Yes.
But let's just, you know, get there. Oh, God.
He was my first dog. It's going to be... I did lose a dog at only 7 years old in 2018. Okay, so right before my big breakup, our dog died because he got bit by a tick. Get the Lyme vaccine, people. It's only $17. Oh my God. And so this was right before the Lyme vaccine for dogs was developed in 2018.
And Lyme disease, no joke.
And it killed him. And he was only 7. Another
for humans
chihuahua.
too, I mean. But yes. But that sucks, man.
Yeah, it really was horrible. And so... I have lost a dog, but Lopez is my first ever dog. I got him at 20 years old when I still lived with my mom. She's gone. Man. I'm just gonna be a real mess. And I'm warning people. I'm gonna need a week. I'm gonna need more time off than for my grandpa, for my mom. Because it's my kid. It's like losing a kid. Could you imagine losing a kid?
My dad just had his second of 2 dogs pass.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
How long ago? Like 4 months.
How
or
old? 50. What kind of dog?
Mike, Mike.
So the small one.
You're Mike, Dad.
He's too emotional. He forgot.
I know. I just want the people to hear him.
He's verklempt.
You what?
I'm verklempt.
Oh my God, my dad's got the words. Verklempt.
Verklempt. I love that.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, what? You didn't?
No.
Don't you know the church lady from SNL? I'm getting a little verklempt.
No, that was Madonna.
Oh, it was Madonna. Yes.
Madonna. Yeah.
Wow.
And Rosie O'Donnell used to say it all the time too.
Yeah, it was Mike Myers.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, he had a bit, and Madonna would come on. They must have had a good relationship because she showed up frequently for that.
Is this when he did the German German like host or whatever?
Like butter.
Yeah, like butter.
Like
and he had the blue shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it.
Now we totally derailed.
Though,
The dogs were Loki and Thor.
yeah,
We had them for 15 years from pups and broke our hearts.
Oh, it's just
great dogs.
Yeah.
And my
But you have to say, like, you know, it's better to have had the time than not at all.
yeah, because like, would you rather some other person had your
Yeah,
dog?
exactly.
Like the dog's gonna live that life, and that's what you get. And
That's life, babe.
my older dog passed December 2020, so the end of the first pandemic year.
Okay.
And something that I always thought was so weird is that like I'm born on December 6th, and Kelly, my partner, is born on the 2nd, and he always wanted to be between us, like in the
Wait a
bed,
minute.
and he died on December 4th.
Stop.
Which was just, I know that's like
No, but that's like
pulling
my
at
Joan
threads,
Rivers
I guess.
birthday thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was freaked me out. a little
What?
bit.
Your birthday's December 2nd?
December 6th, hers is the 2nd, which is Britney Spears, right? I know.
Oh, yes, it is.
And Jason Alexander, I think, isn't it?
Oh,
or no?
fuck Jason
Or no, I
Alexander.
think it's my dad's birthday.
Is it your birthday too?
No.
When's your
This is
birthday?
like a who's on first.
September 25.
No, I'm saying.
Oh my God, that's my birthday! Yes! Go Libra!
It's just got so many levels of
Oh,
crazy.
that's weird.
That is weird.
Because your wife has the same as Brittany, and I have the same as your dad.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And my
Small
dad, I think, has the same birthday as Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, but
I love
Brittany's ex was also named
Jason
Alexander,
Alexander!
the guy who crashed the
I
wedding.
can't. This is over. I can't.
Post-podcast research would actually discover that Jason Alexander's birthday was September 23rd, a full 2 days earlier than Oliver had speculated. But let's just let them have this.
I'm tripping out.
Anyone watching 1899, the new show about the Bermuda Triangle? Because
where's
might
that?
as well be on it.
It just started
it's on
Netflix.
Although I gotta say, the trailers don't make me feel like
Really?
I want to watch it. I hate period stuff, I guess.
Oh, I
haven't
love it. But
started.
isn't it like spooky dooky, like paranormal?
Yeah, it's
I
about,
love stuff like that.
The Bermuda Triangle, which actually I think has more merit than some paranormal.
Well, there's
stuff.
something to it.
Well, because people think, like, scientists have posited that it's some sort of a like anomaly that's in that area.
Yeah, it was really big in the 70s, the whole thing. You know, there's this
Chariots of the Gods
squadron of U.S. airplanes went down there after the Second World War on a training thing. And
But there were
boats
ones that went
disappeared.
through and they just lost time, where their like watches and all the chronological devices were they were missing 12 minutes, and that was the 12 minutes where like airbase couldn't contact
But
them.
if it's really a real phenomenon, all that, it wouldn't just come into pop culture in the 70s and then kind of fade away. I mean, if it's a real...
They're making a show about it on Netflix right now.
In 2022.
I guess because enough time's gone by. That
True,
it's-
yeah. I think that
Nostalgia.
resurgence is, yeah.
Nostalgia.
I didn't forget. I always thought Bermuda Triangle was cool, you know?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, God. I mean, ghosts like an apparition that's floating there like, oh,
I don't know. How many
not so
definitions
much.
of ghosts do we have?
Well, no, but I mean like a spirit and those kind of like things where like, you know, that fucking trinket that your mom gave you starts to blow in the wind at the right time.
yeah.
That, yes.
Okay.
I believe in energy.
Signs.
And
Okay.
like, and that once we leave these meat suits or whatever, maybe we're not going to be even the way that we currently regard ourselves as
Yeah.
far as consciousness goes, but that we may still have the ability to influence this world.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
But like someone being like, old Sally Jenkins haunts the mill, and she's just like,
Okay.
you know, maybe not.
No, I think I'm with you. And I think that when it is Sally Jenkins haunting the mill, it's more than a ghost. It's like an energy.
Great script idea.
It's an energy imprint. I feel like there's certain structures that an age may have something to do with it, but if like stone buildings or stuff, they can hold energy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Sally Jenkins, it could just be sort of like a hologram of her, but it's not really consciousness. It's not her.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's a projection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe in that
Interesting.
sort of thing. And then,
There's a word for that actually. Inanimate objects holding
energy.
energy,
Yeah.
not just energy, but like memories and not memories. That's the wrong way to put it, but like essences of events.
Yeah.
Or
If it's a
there
very
is a word
strong,
for that. And people that can touch certain things and then say, "Oh, I'm," you know, I don't know if that's true or not, obviously, but there is a word for that. I'm not.
I believe in everything. I believe in aliens. I believe in everything.
Well, just because until it's proven like,
Yeah, why not?
completely exclusively.
And
that
how
it's-
ignorant to think like, oh, we're the only planet that can sustain life in this huge, massive universe. The fuck is even the universe? What
Oh.
is outer space?
if there, even if you, I think the argument is like, do you believe in intelligent life? Because I think if you're an idiot, if you don't think that another planet could be in the right distance from the sun and have some sort of like
Microbiome.
dinosaurs or whatever, you know, like
Sure,
eating
okay.
some shit.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting thing that, like the whole, why did we take that leap? And not to go too Rogan here, but I did hear on that podcast ages ago that there's a lot of people.
He listens to it.
Oh, I did used to a lot, actually. This is years ago now, but then he went to Spotify and I was like, fuck this, I'm not paying for this.
Well, he used to be cool. Remember when he hosted, what was that show? Fear Factor?
I still appreciate his honesty, I suppose.
Sure, okay. If it's honest.
No, but he is someone that, like, I mean, I don't know. Again, I haven't watched the show in years now, but I feel like when I did watch it, it felt like he's not always right, but he knows it. And maybe that's an excuse sometimes to get sloppy and be a little bit inconsiderate. But he was also genuinely curious, and he was also passionate. And I guess there were certain traits about him that I appreciated. But
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to plant my flag on
All
this
right,
shit.
back to where were you?
Oh, God
See,
damn it. What
Dad,
was I talking
where
about?
were we?
Yeah. No, we were talking about conspiracies and aliens and shit, and now I totally don't remember.
And you said you were listening to Joe Rogan ages ago because he was talking about aliens. And
sorry.
See, I knew if I just talked slow enough.
Jesse.
Yeah.
The giant leap that is in like the fossil record or whatever it is, the historical record of pre-human beings, the intelligence leap that the brain apparently doubled.
Yeah.
Again, I'm paraphrasing everything, but
so I have a theory, and I learned this from a meme, so I can't take credit. But there's a meme that has it shows like a human holding a baby, and there's a monkey beside the human. Or no, sorry, it shows an alien holding a baby, and the monkey's beside the alien, and it says y'all aren't ready for this conversation. And the idea is that aliens mated with apes or gorillas,
or just inserted some sort of like gene.
Yeah, and then that's how humans came to be.
You know the stone.
I don't think
theory.
they mated.
Well,
I was gonna
how
say,
do you know, Dad?
Well, yeah, maybe these aliens are like, we go to planets and we fuck shit.
Standards.
Hey, there's always somebody into something.
Well, maybe wouldn't that be like truly like?
It makes perfect sense.
If the most sophisticated, we can travel at the speed of light. We have all these amazing technologies.
Let's fuck a monkey.
At their nature, no, but that at their nature, they're still pillaging like the Vikings would have.
Well, yeah,
there's this carnal drive to like
take over.
Yeah, like not for everyone, mind you, but that there is that in some people. This, conquer everything. And
yeah, that's interesting, eh? Like, and
maybe they would fuck. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what happened to all those cows. And crop circles is just like
what? What do you know about cows?
Well, they always say alien abductions. Well, that they there's like mutilated cows they find on farms and stuff, and it's always really like we don't know. And there's some guys on the news like, yeah, we got some big bears, but we don't know what the fuck could done this. It's always like some kind of like,
but all the blood was gone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's some sort of weird scientific shit where you're like, what? Yeah. Why would anyone steal cow's blood? You can probably buy that at a butcher shop.
Well, that's not aliens. That's the chupacabra.
Oh shit! That's
You've heard
the
of the
Mexican.
Chupacabra? Yes.
I love the song "Chupacabras" by Chicks Dig It. Look it up.
Well, he drains
Canadian
the blood.
Punk band. Sorry.
What? Dixie? What was
There's a Canadian punk band from Calgary, I think, in the 90s, and they were called Chicks Dig It. CHIXDIGGIT. So they have a song called Chupacabras, and it's all about this monster.
If you have to name your band, Chicks Dig It.
Oh, I think they're very nerdy.
They don't.
And it's like a tongue-in-cheek, like ironic
they don't
statement.
dig it. Oh, okay.
They're like pop punk, so they were probably like Blink-182. That type
so
of
they're
thing.
in on the joke that I just tried to make, and now I seem stupid. Okay.
I ruined it again.
Go ahead. Next question.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to the question. Shit, I forgot. We've been on a tangent for hours.
What do you like to put up your butt?
Oh, no. Oh, I have Botox.
Botox.
And we talked about Joan Rivers. So let's start with Joan, because I wanted to know, and every way I wrote this question, it felt like I was talking like you actually knew her on a personal level, but I feel like you feel like you did. So I want to know, what did you learn from Joan?
Oh, wow.
What's the biggest lesson you've taken away from her teachings?
Okay, here's something.
The Book of Joan.
Here's something. And I don't know if this is the biggest, because I'm sure as soon as I walk out the door, I'll be like, fuck, I should say that. But here's something that I have learned that I can access right now. We finished this bottle. You called it too. And I was like, no, we're not going to finish that. You ain't finished it.
Cheers.
So one thing that Joan Rivers does on stage is she kind of cuts words in half or sentences in half. And that can be a very effective technique in stand-up. So let me give you an example. Like if I'm talking about this table, okay, the table we're sitting at is very lime green. Yeah. If I were to be like, this table is so lime green. It's so lime green. It looks like snot. It looks like something I would puke up after eating lunch. I'm not doing it right now. I'm trying to be Joan Rivers.
No.
But
I totally get what you're saying.
To cut the words off and act like your thoughts aren't keeping up.
Yeah, it seems like you've got an unlimited ammunition of that topic.
And that's what she does. And she did it very well. And that's one skill I've tried to copy from her, for sure.
That's such an observation, though, because I feel like I'm only realizing that as you're like kind of breaking it down, because I've seen her material and I've laughed at those moments. But now that you're actually like fleshing it out.
Listen, try it on stage because it works. Because if people know what you're saying, but your energy, for lack of a better word, can't keep up to follow through with what they already know you're going to say, it's funny to them because it's like, oh, I knew what he was going to say, but he's so excited he's on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So
oh my God. So I did.
There must be a word for that, but I don't know what it is, but it works.
It's amazing. Yes. Yeah. This really much. Oh, Jesus.
Pink.
This ties in very much to something that like I don't perform that often. I kind of take the gigs as they fit into my life, and if there's a competition, I throw my hat in to make myself do it. But I did a show in Manotick at this really cool bar pub thing upstairs, and it was a healthy crowd. It was like 60, 75 people, and I was prepared. I did some stuff I'd done in the past, and I brought some old jokes back and kind of just had fun with it. And I did one completely new thing where I was literally rapping as Hitler, which sounds bad, but it was very anti-Hitler.
Well, I'm sure. Ballsy. That takes guts.
That's what I mean. It was kind of like a challenge to myself because I was like, I think I can pull this off. It had to do with like Kanye and my son listening to Kanye's music and me being like,
what? Your son's into Kanye?
Well, he got into Kanye. Well, now
what about now?
He got into Kanye like 6 months ago. Okay, this is the premise for the bit. I'm not going to do the rap. Maybe I will. We'll see.
Yeah, do the rap. Do the whole bit. Shh, I'll be quiet. Dad, be quiet. Okay.
The bit is that my son's at that age where he's starting to discover music and which bands and artists you identify with. And about 6 months ago, he got really into Kanye West. And then I paused for like, everyone's like,
yeah,
you know, especially when I did this a couple of weeks ago, it was like hot off the presses. But I said, you know, hey, I'm not sure if you're abreast of what's going on with Kanye, or Ye as he prefers to be called, but I don't really care.
Oh, is it Ye? I thought it was Ye. I always said Ye.
I don't
Sorry,
care.
I'm interrupting the bit.
No, I'm saying I don't care as well. I say that on stage because I don't know what's the right thing. But you've lost your title privileges when you're blatant anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitic, rather. I said anti-Semitic. And the Pink Whitney strikes again. Well, I'm doing a bit. I didn't think I was going to do a bit. Anyways.
Do a bit. Go ahead.
But I'm already butchering it. My son, it was saying that, you know, I don't know if you want to align yourself with this music anymore because I don't know if you've heard what's going on in the news, but Kanye's talking shit. And he said, well, I just like the music. I don't, you know, that's it. And I told him, well, that's like kind of being like, listen, I don't agree with his political views, but hip hop Hitler dropped some dope rhymes. And then I go into like a whole like, what would that even be like? And I do a little Hitler rhyme.
All right. And it is action.
God. I'm always on a hurry to get up on the mic, dropping the fury just like the Third Reich. And then he goes, oh shit.
Oh my God.
I know, it's brutal. But there's some part at the end about like getting it on with Eva Braun, suicide pact at the break of dawn. It's just historical. It's just,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that it's not pro-Hitler.
And then I say afterwards, regardless of what you thought of this bit, we can all agree that hip hop Hitler sounds way cuter than it has any right to. Because I do, I picture like this little rapping midget.
Yeah, with a little mustache. And
Oh no, he says, I've got a mustache like Charlie Chaplin. I'm about to show you what's gonna happen. And
God, that's dark.
Yeah, straight from the past with a Holocaust. Or no.
You know, it's scary. It's scary because it wasn't that long ago.
I hope this doesn't, I don't have to edit this out. I know that wasn't a great version of that, but.
Well, no, get the Hitler fans.
But I feel like as a comedian, does that like does that joke? It comes off pretty obvious as anti-Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the lyrics is Hitler boasting about himself.
But then he's gonna go commit suicide. Like
Oh, true.
So, I don't know. I listen. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay. We're.
No, I hate Hitler. Who doesn't? What are you going to say?
What
are you supposed to say?
Don't do a bit on a podcast.
And he's horrible.
That's what it comes down to.
Don't.
A bit you've done once.
Don't give it. Have you ever heard the saying, any publicity is good publicity? So why bring Hitler back?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So now we're giving him a big stage here on the Oliver George podcast.
Through Kanye, so it's more his fault.
Okay, fine. Nice save.
No, not really.
Next question.
Okay. Hocus Pocus 2, thoughts? Did you see that transition? That's how you come out of a tailspin. Now I can edit it out.
Can Hitler come deal with Hocus Pocus 2? That's what I'd like.
So did it deliver in Jesse?
No!
Okay.
I am so mad about this movie.
I'm blushing, I'm sure, and sweating phenomenally.
Unfucking believable. I waited 30 years for that sequel, and it was dog shit. Total dog shit. Did you watch it?
Loosely while I was doing other shit, but my kids and it was on.
Did they like it?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know that they'd
Here's
seen
the
the
thing.
original, so it wasn't.
Oh,
it
so
didn't
that-
have the same weight, you know.
I am worked up. So it's a fine Disney movie, okay? It's a Disney movie. It has a happy ending. These are evil witches that ate children in the first movie, and they gave them a happy ending.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm furious about it. The first movie was iconic. I don't know what the fuck. Disney just wanted to make money or something, and they did, because it's like the #1 most streamed movie of all time.
Yeah, it was successful because it came out at Halloween. And it was,
You know, the first one was not
in the
successful because it came out in the summertime.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Why
it
do
was
you
successful on video eventually.
but it was
Yeah.
a cult, one of these, like Rocky Horror.
But
Same
in
thing.
theaters, it bombed.
Totally bombed because it came out in July. No one wants to see witches in July. We want to see them in September.
But it had big names, right? Like
I know, but it didn't do well. So it eventually did, but in the first one, they talk about virgins. They eat kids. They're nasty. They're mean.
the one guy gets turned into a cat, right?
Yes!
Yeah, that sucks.
In the second one, she's crying because she loves her sister so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was very like modernized bullshit.
yes. But
The
there-
Roomba like
Okay,
feet
that's
thing, that was kind of
funny.
a cool, yeah.
And there's one scene that I really did enjoy where they're in the pharmacy trying to find anti-aging
Yeah.
cream. And they're like eating the cream and stuff.
But it was also like they're so astounded by technology. I remember I don't know that I can say the specific example, but I remember thinking that they weren't being consistent with like the automatic doors amazed them, but there was so many other things they're like walking
yeah.
by where I'm like, you would be just as amazed
Yeah.
by like all the, I don't know.
Oh, and the big problem that people have, which I didn't mind at all, is that there's a scene where they walk by a house and they look in the window and the people in the house are watching the original movie.
Oh, I didn't.
So
I
people
wasn't
are
watching
all
that.
messed up about that because they're like, oh, what does that mean? Does that
So
mean
meta.
It's so meta and it's too meta. People can't wrap their head around it. I'm like, okay, that's just an Easter egg. Like,
Yeah.
let it go. But I think people are pointing that out to say like this was just a pandering money grab from Disney and they didn't really care about the story they did the first one. Listen, if you have little kids, it's a good watch. It's a Disney movie. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's not
okay.
complete dog shit.
No, yeah. So
But it doesn't
I
live up.
redact that statement, but it does not live up to the original.
It's like what they did with Jumanji. I know
Yes!
that like some of the follow-ups were
Yes.
they weren't bad movies, but it was such a different animal than
Yeah.
the classic, which of course you can't recreate. It's
No.
like lightning in a bottle. Like how are you going to do that twice? You
It's
know?
like if they came out with Mrs. Doubtfire 2 starring Marlon Wayans.
Starring
Like it just
Kevin Hart.
you know, it just it wouldn't be.
I'm a woman.
The Witches? Now we're down a witch's path. Did you watch the remake of The Witch? Do you remember The Witches with Angelica Houston?
That I saw as a child. I think it scared
You must
the shit
remember
out of
that
me.
one.
It, with the little he gets turned into a mouse or something.
Yes, but she's so scary with the nose.
that
and
was
everything.
terrifying. Yeah.
Well, Anne Hathaway just reprised that role. Did you see this?
No.
Terrible.
Oh,
And-
it's out already.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's out.
Oh.
It's on Crave, I think. But they used CGI to witchify her. And I'm like, you know what? In the 80s, they used makeup and masks, and it looked so much more realistic.
So much scarier.
So much
Because
scarier.
I do remember, my mom showed me this when I was like, I think too young to see it. And
Oh,
it,
yeah,
like,
me
left
too.
imprints, that scary lady.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Very scary.
And being trapped as a mouse, I remember that like being like
Yeah.
scary.
Well,
that would suck.
Yeah, but really, it was her. She was scary, right, Dad? Angelica Houston's amazing. There's an actor I really like. Did
What
you
else
ask
is
me
she
that?
in? I feel like she's. No, I did not ask
No,
you that.
who
but-
asked me who's an actor
I was thinking
I
of her
like?
as Pritzi's Honor, because she lived with Jack Nicholson for quite a long time, right?
Angelica did?
Yeah, they were a
Stop, I
power
didn't know.
couple.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
dated?
Oh, for quite like
I didn't
we're
know
talking
that.
a few years. Yeah.
Wow.
And they did a movie together called Pritzi's Honor, which if you haven't seen that, that's a good movie.
Oh, I have
is
not
it?
seen that.
That's a hitman
Brief,
kind
give
of
us the
thing.
back of the novel.
Oh, I can't. It's too long ago.
No.
I just remember
you
it was
could bring
good.
it up.
Pritzi's Honor. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Can
fan
you
of those
Google
two.
that in the background and then come back at us?
Pure I ZZI, I think Pritzi. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, can you Google that in the background and then come back to us?
And
Can you
do
multitask?
cameras
We're
and-
talking
Nobody
about
cares.
multitasking.
Nobody
Hey,
cares.
Jesus.
You've
He
done
said
this
it's
in
a
the past,
hitman.
though. He comes back 20 minutes later and he's like, so it was a submarine sandwich.
Well, go
Or
ahead.
like you
Go
have
ahead,
the
Dad.
fact. That was-
But isn't aging a cruel thing? Like, look at Jack Nicholson as an example. You want to talk about aging? Like, such a virile hot stud, and now he's like a mess. You know,
But that's where Leo's headed.
that's where all of us are headed.
Well, then that's why I go like, we need to lighten up on those. Like, because
You know what?
everyone's
You're
like,
right.
my grandpa rocks.
You're
but
right.
Fuck you, Jack Nicholson, you melting
You
piece
know,
of shit.
but
And it's like,
yeah.
he's somebody's grandpa.
You're so right.
know?
You know what, Oliver?
Did you know about Jack Nicholson? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
That he thought his grandma was his mom for his whole life, or there was this whole duplicitous thing when he was young, where because of how he was born and the setup, whatever it was, they didn't want the truth to be known.
Oh.
He grew up thinking his mom was his sister and his grandma was his mom, and then he found out when he was like an adult, and I can only imagine that would have been. You knew of this to some degree? Yeah, I'm not pulling this out of my ass.
I've heard that story. I didn't remember it was him specifically, but I've
I
heard
believe
that
those are
before.
the details. His mom, they told, was his sister, and his grandma, they told, was his mom.
Wow.
Isn't that?
It is weird. I mean, I can relate a little bit because I'll just tell you, there's 4 siblings in my family, and my older sister was a teenage sort of oopsie daisy. All 4 of us have the same mom, but my older sister has a different dad.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like my mom skipped science class and, went to the bathroom.
The first one.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't know that until I was 10. So,
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of a,
Because why do you need to know before
and
you're
yeah.
10? As long as you've got a stable household and things are good, you know.
And we've never thought of her as like a half sister.
Yeah.
Like she's my sister.
There was no
And,
huge shift when you
never,
found that out.
Never,
Okay.
never. And we were raised together. So, but still, it was a kind of a jarring moment to learn that. So I could only imagine finding out your mom is not your mom.
Oh, yeah. It's got to, I mean, I don't know the details of when he found that out. Maybe he was already a successful Hollywood actor and he was like, all right.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
guess it was for the best.
Did he date Cher too? No, they just did that movie together, Witches of Eastwick. Was that?
Yeah,
Cher.
Witches of Eastwick. Yeah,
I only know
don't
Sonny and
think-
Cher.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
can
sure
tell you
she's
about Chrissy's
dated.
honor.
Okay, here we go. You were right.
See?
All right,
This
hit
is
us.
my Jamie. If we're bringing back to Joe Rogan.
A 1985 American black comedy crime film directed by John Huston, Angelica's father, right?
Cool.
Starring Jack Nicholson and Kathleen Turner.
Oh, love her.
As two
Oh,
highly
she's
skilled
awesome.
mob.
Yeah.
So it says, let's see. The film supporting cast includes Angelica Houston, the director's daughter, and Nicholson's then girlfriend. Yeah,
There you go.
It's got a lot of good people.
What
in
year?
It.
What year?
85.
Nice.
85.
Yeah, we've gotten some strong reactions out of Jesse, which I take very, very much to heart because you're this like, you know so much about Hollywood and pop culture.
Yeah.
And
But that sounds like a really good movie. I'm a reactor. Do you know in radio?
well, and that Hocus Pocus too. That was the biggest reaction of the whole podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty glad I wrote that
Is
down.
that going to be the promo?
No, I just feel like proud of myself for doing that research and being like, Jesse's really into Hocus Pocus and we need to talk
Well,
about
I'm
this.
into Halloween. It's the gay Christmas. I mean, come on. So,
Okay, wait. I have so many fun random questions.
oh my
though.
God.
I don't want to.
How long have we been going? How long is this episode? Am I sleeping over?
The record is Tavis Maplesden just like 3 minutes shy of 3 hours.
Okay, we're not going that long. How long is this? Okay.
Okay, well, I did want to talk about the whole Botox. We started talking
let's
about
talk about Botox.
Joan Rivers, only because I think that when it comes to rejuvenation tactics or whatever you want to call it, that there's probably a lot of procedures that people don't know about that maybe are much less invasive
Yes.
than they might think.
Thank you.
And there might be a lot of stigmas.
Yes.
And again, I don't know this firsthand, but I'm curious enough, and you have the expertise, so I just wanted to know more about that world a little bit.
I'm really glad
I know
you
that's
said
an
that.
open-ended question.
No, but and, I know you did your research clearly, but thank you for saying that. As a straight guy, that you can recognize that some procedures have a place, and it's not all about vanity. It's not all about looking like a Kardashian.
Or it's not all destructive, like you're going to
That's
regret
right.
this in 5 years.
That's absolutely right.
Like,
So Botox, where do you want to start? There's so many. Chrysalis Rejuvenation Clinic, by the way. If you mention
a
me, you get a little
sponsorship of some
discount.
kind, yeah.
Yes, I'm an influencer. So if you go to Chrysalis Rejuvenation Clinic, they're in Ottawa. If you mention my name, they'll give you a little something. Like we do different promotions, but so right now, I don't know when this is coming out, so I can't even.
Beginning
Well, I don't
mid-December.
know.
Anyway, somewhere.
Well, nothing. It's Christmas. Spend your money. So here's what do you want to know about Botox? Let's start with Botox.
First of all, when was your first experience, and what is it like for someone who hasn't done it? Let's start there.
So Botox, everybody knows it's a muscle paralyzer. So the first time I ever did it was 2017. It was a sponsorship through Jump. So I was so excited. The radio station I was on in Ottawa. And it paralyzes your muscle, but you don't realize so it takes about 7 to 10 days to take effect. See, I don't really have any right now, so I can't show you. Well, a little bit. But you feel it. So it literally paralyzes your muscles. So it is a little bit awkward. I remember the first time I got it, my boyfriend at the time, laughed his head off at me anytime I laughed because he said it looked like I was crying instead of laughing because certain muscles couldn't move.
Yeah. How long does that last though?
About 4 to 6 months. But here's the thing, okay?
Wow. Whoa, I thought you were going to say hours.
No, 4 to 6 months. But wait, boys, it wears off quicker because our metabolisms are usually quicker and we also have stronger facial muscles than women. Also, if you exercise and if you drink alcohol, it speeds it up. So for me, it lasts like 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Botox
But
is
what kind
great.
of benefit are you getting for that?
So-
because that's a huge commitment.
Yeah.
And what is that? What are you going to see on the
So
other
like,
end?
let's say you did your forehead, you wouldn't. So you know how we do this? I'm raising my eyebrows and you have wrinkles.
I have prominent.
Yeah. So if you got Botox in your forehead, you would not have. They wouldn't move. It would just be solid.
But you could still move the area?
Well,
or
no, you can't move the area.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But you're moving the area.
yeah, because again,
haven't
2
had it in a
hours.
while?
I haven't had it in a very long time. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So would you continue as you get older?
Oh yes, I love it because as you have while it's active, your wrinkles can't get worse. So in a way, it freezes
You're prolonging.
time. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That's like when people in sci-fi movies go for like a stasis sleep.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they're like in space for 40 years.
Yeah, because isn't that freezing?
My dad's a big sci-fi guy
But
too.
they're
That's
freezing themselves.
Cryogenic. Yeah.
That's what you're doing to your muscle. Hello.
Interesting. I actually wrote
What's it
down.
cost?
What's it cost?
Oh, interesting. That's a great
so,
question.
if you mention my name at Chrysalis Rejuvenation Clinic on Carling in Ottawa, they'll give it to you for like 9 or 10 a unit, where most places are 11 or 12.
$10
A unit. Yeah,
Okay.
and you
I don't
usually
know because
need
before I thought you were saying hours, and then it was like
no,
months.
a unit. But let me tell you, you need like 30 to 40 units usually.
I didn't know if a unit was going to be like thousands of dollars, though. That's what I was worried about.
Well,
Not that I'm like itching to go, but I'm very interested in this because I do think.
where would you get? You have great skin. Your forehead.
Maybe.
You don't
I've
need
always
your
had
crow's
prominent
feet.
lines. I've always had prominent lines.
You
but
could afford. So you'd maybe need like
I'm okay
25
with it.
units.
I think I'm just kind of okay with it, but that's okay. I like exploring though people's right to do what they want.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
their own bodies and that.
I'll tell you another thing. I have 2 more procedures to talk about. So microneedling. I cannot say enough good things about microneedling. So
Is
there's
that acupuncture-esque or no?
yeah, you're close. It's like there's so many different ways you can do it, but like there's punch, like stamps on your skin. There's like rollers. There's so many different things they can do at the clinic. You can even get like at-home devices, but obviously at the clinic they're more effective and stronger.
Professional
But
grade
basically, it's
yeah.
like micro injuries on your skin that stimulates collagen and like your body's repair thing. So like I'm having a scar treated right now that I don't like on my forehead. So every time I go, it'll like fuck it up a little bit and then it heals again. And every time it heals, the scar is less because it's like replacing it with healthy skin.
Interesting.
So microneedling is great. It works for enlarged pores, wrinkles.
What is with the
texture.
cupping thing I see on people?
Oh, I don't know
all the
what that
time?
is.
Okay, that's a whole other
that's some Chinese
Eastern
thing. Yeah,
okay.
I don't know what that is. And then
I have to interrupt you because
Yeah.
your last name is Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I literally am seeing Ryan Reynolds as you're speaking to me. Like your face structure, your eyes,
Yeah.
it just dawned on me. Are you guys somewhat related?
Well, yeah, he's my cousin.
No way.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes, you didn't know that?
I thought it was a joke you told on stage.
No, it's real.
What?
Are you shitting us?
Does he not
what are
look
you
like Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, I can see it.
I was
Yeah.
just
When
there
you-
last weekend.
I always look my guests like right in the eyes, and I feel like I try to really take in the moment. And
Okay, I'm sick of living in his shadow. Can we just get back to me?
Yeah, but now that you
Sorry,
say
sorry.
it, holy cow.
Yeah.
sorry. I literally thought it was a joke you told on stage, and that's why I felt like I could bring it up now.
You know
'cause
what,
it wouldn't-
Oliver? It is a joke I told on stage. It's not
You
true.
fucker!
Ah, you.
You do look like him, though.
I have
It's
heard that
gotta be
before.
fucking,
I've heard that before.
Like, it's
Yeah.
uncanny now that I see it.
I don't know if
Anyway,
it's uncanny.
I
but
totally
I've-
cut you off.
I've
I'm
heard it
sorry.
before. But finally, no, he's great, and he might buy the Sens.
I felt like that was not something you would mind me saying.
No,
like,
I
you
certainly
look
don't
so
mind.
much like Ryan Reynolds that I have to stop conversation right now to address it.
Especially if you tell me it was Ryan Reynolds in the Amityville Horror, because that was
Chopping some wood.
Hello.
Hello again.
Yeah.
Not switching teams. but I recognize fire when it's burning up my house.
You know, you said that right in front of your dad.
I don't even know what that
All right.
means. I'm just trying to be
Okay,
funny,
finally-
ladies and gentlemen.
Let me wrap up this skin thing. So,
yes. The third treatment that you would stand by.
Cool sculpting. No, I would not stand by it.
Oh, okay. This is a stay away. A beware.
away.
Buyer beware.
I had a horrible experience with cool sculpting. That's the one that's supposed to freeze your fat, and it does kill fat cells. So the idea behind it is they'll freeze fat cells to death. So it's basically liposuction without the scars.
Oh, but
But-
what does it fall off?
But here's the thing: no, your body it liquefies it, and then your body
You
absorbs
shit it out? Like
Yeah, kind of. But no, you don't see.
no,
it,
but that's
like-
still pretty gnarly because
but-
liposuction, they like physically. Sorry to cut you off again.
no. But apparently, 5% of people have excruciating pain with this cool sculpting. Everybody else is fine. I was one of the 5%. It was the most painful thing I've ever been through.
During or post?
So what happens is they put it on you and it has to like sit on your fat, whatever. So I had my love handles done.
Good spot.
Yeah, good spot. And so it sits on there for like 30 minutes and it just feels so cold. So like for the first couple minutes, it's so cold that you're like, but then it gets numb and you don't feel anything. But then after, when they take the thing off, they have to massage the fat to like break it up, to liquefy it. That's the part that hurts. It is the most painful thing. And then after they massage it for a while, have you ever had like almost frostbite in your toes or fingers and then the blood rushes back in?
Oh, like when you go back in the warm house and then you're like,
It's like that, but on fucking steroids. And it is, I was on the ground. I'm not kidding you. I fell on the ground. I was writhing on the ground and the girl was like, are you okay? Are you okay? I said, leave the room. I was like, get out. She had to leave. Because you know when you hurt yourself and people are like, are you okay? Are you okay? It makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, get out.
I'm trying to just contain this.
Oh, I won't do it again. I will not do that one again.
That's fine.
But again, 5%. So maybe you would be fine. But
yeah.
You know,
that's always the outlier. You never know
wasn't.
if you're the 1 in a million.
So,
even with like laser eye surgery or there was a story about a guy in the Toronto area who got laser eye surgery, and for whatever reason afterwards he like just kept having these insane headaches to the point where he ended up killing himself.
Whoa!
This happened. It was like in the news like 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago. I always expect my dad reads The Citizen like every day, so I'm like, you know this stuff. No, but this was a real story for sure. That he had some kind of like ringing in his ears or something along those lines. It was just incessant. And for a guy like me, I'm like, okay, never getting laser eye surgery then.
Yeah. Well, now you could do MAID. Oh, here we go back to death. What do you think about MAID?
MAID is the assisted suicide.
Yeah. Medical assistance.
What did they used to call it? A euthanasia. Where did that come from?
That's still a thing, but that's what we do to our dogs.
Yeah, that's right.
That's euthanize. Yeah. What is euthanasia? Why is
it's
Asia
the same
involved?
thing?
It's anyway. So on MAID, we've actually been involved in it. My wife had a boss who got very ill, and he wanted to pursue that route. And it was a couple of years ago now. And she helped him with the paperwork and all that and getting the connections. And it worked very well for him.
Yeah.
It was a very nice way to go. And I'm in favor of it. But what I'm a little cautious about are some of the things that are going on now where they want to extend it, for mental health and all that. And then, and then with children and things like that. It's like gender assignment stuff too. It's like, you know what?
Boy, Dad.
Don't be doing this at 10.
No, I agree with you actually.
Interesting.
Well, you opened 2 topics there. But, But the MAID thing, huge. I'm a huge supporter. That's how I'm going. If I ever get terminal cancer or something, bye.
Yeah.
That's because you can have your whole family there, the friends, like, and you know.
I read a piece from a guy a few years ago. He was Ottawa based rather, and he had like some sort of incurable throat cancer, stage 4, and it was his piece. It was like almost poetic. It was just a little like he was writing it, being like, "I'm gonna die tomorrow," and he was saying like, "I'm okay with that. I'm really like happy that they gave me this position as an option because this sucks and it hurts and I'm done and it's okay and here's where I am." And he was like 84 or something. It wasn't like some guy where you're like, "No, keep fighting. You're 32." Like, but no.
I can't imagine. Like, I'm such a dramatic person that I couldn't imagine being faced with the reality that it's over for you.
Death haunts me.
Me too.
Ever since people started dying that I cared about, it haunts me in a way that like it's my mission to become okay with it.
But I think that's why we want to be famous. Do you ever think about that?
I don't know if I want to be famous anymore.
I do.
As I have like my kids and stuff, the older I get, I'm like, I want to be like, I want to pick the right actor. Like the guy who plays Dennis on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
What is he talking about, actor? Why?
Well, I'm just saying
to play you?
No. I'm saying actors are famous often. Like just that's that level of famous. That like
I get it.
If you're a fan of Always Sunny, you know him, but he's not like George Clooney where people are like harassing him. Or maybe they do. Maybe that's a bad pull. But somebody who's got like a sustainable life in the entertainment industry and a following to boost the ego like we all need, clearly, because we're all these desperate entertaining people. Secret revealed, but I don't know. I think that there is definitely a level you can go over where it seems like it would be too burdensome and maybe not worth it anymore. And then you can't
like Britney.
Not even, and then you don't have the option to retreat, which is the most psycho mindfuck part of it.
Yeah.
Is that it's like, bite the cookie if you will, but you won't know if you got the poison one, and then you can't.
You can
spit
check
it up.
in, but
Like,
you can't leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very like Hitchcockian.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Give them back to dicks.
Yeah. see, full circle here. It's like we're comedians.
Okay, what do I got?
But anyway, sorry, to wrap up Made.
Sorry. No, I totally,
But I just don't want people listening to be like, what was he going to say?
No, true.
My grandpa who just died, okay? He basically starved to death. They decide you're palliative and they starve you to death. Yeah. And they pump you full of morphine so you don't feel anything, of course. But that was my first, because my mom ultimately had a heart attack. But my grandpa, this was the first experience I had ever had seeing somebody dying, like day after day, dying. And they knew he was dying and they just let him waste away. The last time my sister saw him, she said his whole mouth was white. It looked like a skeleton in his mouth. She was trying to put water in his mouth because it was white. It's like, he's gone at that point.
You're saying just shut her down.
Just shut her down.
Yeah.
Why do you let someone suffer that way?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a big proponent for Made.
Yep. Yeah. So what kind of drugs do that? What is the life ender drug? Like what is
God.
Not to get too scientific, but what is do they just OD you on something that you're supposed to have only a certain amount of?
I don't know what
the
they exactly use. It's a couple of stages though. First they give you something
not to be insensitive and scientific.
No,
I just
I like that.
They give you something to relax you, right? And you go to sleep and you don't feel anything. And that's probably like a big push of potassium or something like that. It's all you got.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Of vitamins.
Well, it's a mineral, right?
But you have to push it.
Electroconduction.
They don't give it to you. You push it yourself, right?
Unless you've signed something over.
That's
maybe.
I think the doctor can administer.
Oh, can they?
It. Yeah,
that would be
know.
almost too much of a trip to have to do it yourself.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
documentary.
right.
I watched a documentary where a guy. This was in Europe though, and he did it to himself. But could you imagine? Yeah, that would be tough. But I think it is very similar to like what we do to our dogs. Is when I had my dog put to sleep, he was like he's going to go to sleep, and then and a few seconds later his heart will stop. So I think it's similar.
Yeah,
it's very similar. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that horrific?
I just think, you know what? Every time that death tries to scare me lately, I try to be more like wherever I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And like I can say that full-heartedly right now because I'm like loving having this conversation with you, and I just feel like that's like the way you fight back.
No, because that's all you can do.
Yeah, right.
You know what? You're right.
It's like it is this beautiful joke.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe it'll all make sense when we die. But like the wasting your here now, wondering and stressing about the then and the whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more futile to me in a way that irritates me now. In a good way. I think that's good for me because I used to revel in it and be like, what's going to happen? I'm 30. And knowing full well, 30, you're probably going to live a really long time, so I have time to pontificate about this. But the older I get, the more I'm like, fuck that. Let's just do some stuff, you know? And every year, and it's kind of like this liberating, like, you know, roller coaster towards the lava pit where you're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Give me some meth.
But I hear, whoa, that escalated quickly.
Well, I'm saying when you're like 89 and they're like, you're about to die and we're in Maid.
There's
like,
a way to die.
Did you want to try heroin?
I'll just have another drink.
This is your last chance.
I just started eating sugar again or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. You're like the diabetic guy and then they find out you're going to die. You're going to eat that piece of cake.
I had a cookie.
I would give me, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's.
Well, Jane Fonda was just, last week, she did an interview that talked about how she's kind of like ready to go. And she's like, I know that I don't have that much longer. She's like, I have.
And then she's like, next week, my ready to go workout video. Are you ready to go?
Get your chair.
I'm sorry, I had to.
But she was saying, and so her point was, though, that as you get older, and she's in her late 80s now, you accept death a lot easier than you do when you're in your 30s.
Yeah. In a way that I think when you see older people, when you're our age or younger than us or whatever, that like there is some sort of a calm wave that like a grandparent wave, if you will, that passes over you when you're in the presence of people that are on that end.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're like a homeless person that's had nothing but horrid things happen to them. But if there's someone who's like in a good place and they've dealt with what we're talking about with this whole impending doom kind of passing and being like, okay, this is what it is. Like, I'm here. I'm now, you know. Anyways, sorry.
I'm still here.
This is such a good podcast, man.
It is. Yeah.
Favorite meal of the day? Like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and what's your guilty pleasure meal?
Oh.
So both.
Well,
And do they align?
Well, no, because I'm kind of an unconventional eater. I'm a big believer in the eat when you're hungry thing. So like I'm a big nighttime snacker. I may enjoy like, a little marijuana before bed, and that leads to like chips and cake.
Yeah.
And so then sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I'm not hungry for breakfast because I just ate cake before I went to sleep. And so I'll skip breakfast and I won't eat until like in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like a snake. But I'm not
similar.
saying that's healthy. I'm just saying that's what I do.
I'm very similar. I have like one big meal right before I go to sleep, and then generally, as long as I have coffee in the morning, I'm good till like 4 or 5 p.m. And then I could have like a snack.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Some beers, maybe.
I'll tell you, I think that the 3 meal a day thing is a bit of a marketing.
Oh, 100%.
I really think that.
You want to supersize it?
You know,
like that's.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let's talk about that.
How about how crazy it is that like technically, if you can just eat food and put less emphasis on the flavor in general, you can save so much money.
Yeah, but
you can get so healthy.
No.
If you're just like, I like cauliflower, and you just fucking munch it.
Disagree. I would have agreed with you before I got COVID. I got COVID in the original wave when you lose your melon smell.
Oh.
I was never so depressed, Oliver.
You were just eating like styrofoam.
Yeah, and I didn't think I was like a food-driven person.
Yeah.
But when you literally cannot when you've had a cold, you can still get a little sense of what you're eating. Not a thing.
Weird.
I could have been eating cardboard. It was really depressing.
I had COVID twice, and I never had that.
You never had that?
No.
Oh yeah, full on lost my smell and taste. It was awful.
And how long did that last?
It was about 3 weeks.
Oh damn, yeah, that's a long time.
It lasted
the psychological part of that, I get.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It really, even coffee.
Yeah.
I would literally put my face in my like coffee thing and not
or garlic or something.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, but then you could still turn that the other way. I mean, you probably felt like shit because you had COVID, but let's just say you were feeling well.
There is that.
If you were feeling well, though, you could turn that the other way and be like, okay, I guess I'm eating Brussels sprout balls. And you just like chuck them in. You're like, it doesn't taste like anything.
But I guess I never in my life realized the pleasure, for lack of a better word, that humans get from taste.
And smell.
Or that I got.
Let's not undercut smell.
Yeah, and smell.
Such a big part
Is
of
the
your
smell.
taste.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
olfactory
Did you
engine
lose
there.
weight?
Did I lose weight? What are you trying to say?
No, he's bulked up, Dad. We talked about the fitness thing. No, but he means,
I didn't lose weight. You know why? Because I only was sick for about a week because I had just had my vaccine, and they told me that because I had the vaccine, it sped it up. So like some people were out for like a month. I only had it really bad for a week. So no, I didn't lose weight.
But I get that question because that's kind of getting back to what I was saying, it being a benefit. That would be the thing where you're just like, why would you eat Snickers when you know, like, logically they're bad for you? And you're not getting any of the dopamine kind of like drug-like release that you would normally get from them.
From the taste, yeah.
Or maybe you will. That would be actually an interesting thing. Give a guy who
Mm-hmm.
can't taste the Snickers, and does he still feel like, yeah. What was their slogan? Wolf one down, I think.
I don't know. I just want to hear you make that noise again.
I'm doing my crusty size. Jesse.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
I would have sex with a clown. I enjoy clowns. What do you think about clowns?
This is it. No, that was my clown reference.
I thought that was his end to the podcast.
No.
Which would have made sense.
I just wanted you guys to picture that it clown, who apparently is an alien.
Yeah, that's.
I haven't seen the sequel, but
don't
what do I
watch the
think of
sequel.
clowns? I'm not afraid of them. I like.
No.
I mean, I don't want to have a run-in with Gacy.
No, me neither.
But the people like I knew a girl in grade 10 who like. Again, I don't believe her. She was doing it for like attention, I think. But she said, if I hear the circus song, like I'm going to have a panic attack. Maybe I should take that more seriously. Maybe like she had like a ringmaster abusive. Yeah. And so people would do that because she like asked them to essentially without asking. And then she'd be like, no, stop it. What? Like
that sounds like an attention thing.
Right.
And I was only in grade 10.
But there are a lot of people though that will.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm missing them all.
Yeah, you are.
Sorry, I have to host too. It's
I know.
a lot. It's a
I'm
lot.
just razzing you.
No, I know.
Go ahead,
I love
go
you,
ahead.
buddy.
No,
okay.
He's got nothing. Okay, goodbye.
1 year at the North Pole.
Yeah.
Or 2 in the Sahara. And you have the things to survive. You're not going to die, but it is the extremes.
Why did you choose 1 in the north or 2 in the Sahara?
Because I think most people would gravitate towards the heat, being like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a tan. But it's like you might get skin cancer. Or you might have like drought.
Yeah.
You will. I mean, again, you have to have like water and the things you need to survive. But other than that, it's like, this is the climate you're in.
Yeah.
And they're both barren and isolated.
Mm-hmm.
But one is shorter. So it is something to take into account. It just makes it more interesting.
Yeah, I'm going with North Pole because it's shorter, because it's
You're Canadian.
It's and it's horrible outside, so it's a good excuse to stay home and drink wine and watch TV.
In your little igloo.
And Christmas, hello! I'll be the #1 elf, Daddy. I'll wrap your presents.
Give me that candy cane.
I've been a naughty boy.
Oh my God. Some of your fans are probably getting off to this right now.
Yeah, so North Pole, 100%. I don't like to sweat. Then you can't wear makeup. You can't wear hairspray. You can't wear anything. You got pit stains.
I totally thought you were going to go like the sunshine tan vibe.
No. North Pole.
Yeah,
I
because
thought I was going to go the Peter North Pole.
What's that?
Oh, Peter North.
Who's that? Who's that?
You don't know Peter North?
What?
He's the cum shot guy.
What?
Yeah.
What?
He's a guy from like the 80s who like just has like epic amounts of semen.
Yeah.
And it's 100% real, like, because it was back when they couldn't fake that shit.
You used to call him Peter Beer Can North.
I did not know that.
Okay,
A little too much.
here we go with the beer can.
But yeah.
That is not, I don't like that. Don't say, my dick's like a beer can. That's disgusting. Weird. Nobody wants a big, thick beer can dick.
Although
Maybe
if someone was like, this is
beer...
my Pink Whitney, it might sound a little more appealing.
Pink Whitney is a different thing. Let's see if I can.
And pink is more...
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Pink is more...
Peter North, you said? I'm writing this down. I got to Google this guy. I don't know this guy.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
What? Dad,
Yeah,
are
you Googling him right now?
From the East Coast.
Newfie. Maybe a Newfie.
I must have read a biography or something.
Yeah,
somewhere,
right.
you know?
Okay.
Wow, learn a lot about my dad.
You know what's funny? Last night at Yuck Yucks, it came up porn categories. So someone shouted out in the audience. They're like, "What porn category do you click on?" And I was like, "What do you think?" And I made them guess. Do you know what they picked?
I don't know.
Well, you guess. You guess my porn category.
I don't know, like something maybe sub-dom, kind of like a little bit of kinky capture stuff. I don't know.
I don't know either.
What? Like,
I mean,
what's
it
the
depends
right
on your mood.
answer here?
I regret bringing this up. This got weird.
No, not even. I'm very interested though. Like, who's?
I see. Very interested.
Well, what did they think though?
They thought daddies. They thought I click on older guys.
Oh, interesting.
Which maybe I do, but like your moods change.
Dude, the porn industry is an interesting thing. I've heard this many times that like it always is the first to get on a new format. So if Laserdisc comes out, there's some porn Laserdisc, and then they're like, it didn't really work. No one's doing Laserdisc. They're like, we got in there.
Totally.
Just like we always get in there. But seriously, the porn industry now, I do find if you go to like Pornhub or something, which come on, we all do. We had that little boom. That's probably not the song.
Yeah, no, with the orange and the black and the
version of the song. Everyone probably could have done that.
I hear it in my head right now.
All right, yeah, people are taking off.
People are taking off their pants. Yeah.
Let's do. Anyways,
I actually use a site.
Incest. I was gonna say so weird.
What?
No, but why is that such a thing? That's like the trending thing. Everyone wants to fuck their mom or their sister.
Not me.
Not what is. I hope this isn't my algorithmic thing they're showing me because I certainly didn't click that way. But I find it's just like, be into some shit. Like, do your thing. You got a consenting partner. I would more like
but not incest.
I would like a lot of other things before. Yeah, you should probably fantasize about your sister. Like that's fucked,
what,
man.
The one thing I don't understand is feet. And I'm sorry if either of you
are into that one either.
But like, because the people that are into feet are really.
I know it's a whole thing. There's like wiki feet for celebrities and stuff.
It's a thing.
I think feet. And again, I'm just wagering a guess because it's not my kink. And again, no judgment overall. Like if you're not hurting anyone and you have a consenting partner, do your fucking thing. If you're a furry or whatever.
Yeah, but I think it's weird.
I do too, and we're entitled to those opinions. Yes. And it also seems like as a guy with a dick, I feel like feet have like warts and like, just like dirt and
not
like
mine.
just like, well, I don't get petties. I'm just saying like, walk around feet.
Yeah, no, Oliver, most don't have warts.
Oh, not warts. Sorry, I don't have warts.
You said warts.
I said that warts are a thing on feet. Sorry.
No, you said most have warts.
I said dirty right after, and I mean, I've walked around without my flip-flops on and come home and been like, my feet are black. I probably have had a toe wart or another.
I've had a wart.
Not toe herpes.
No, I've had
just a regular planter's wart.
Listen, I'm sensitive about
don't planter shame me.
You know what? I'm trying to look out for you because I used to be a lifeguard, and I had my share of planter's warts, and they're gross.
Yeah,
and
I've had a couple. Yeah, they are.
Then you have to go to the clinic,
well, now we're confessing. I've had a couple plantar sports. I'm not going to say it like hypothetically anymore. I have had a couple.
Well,
but this is all. My larger point was the feet thing. This is why I don't find feet to
attractive.
Be an erogenous zone.
Yeah,
because it seems like this is our mechanical vehicle we used to get around. This is our mobility. It's probably not going to be. Much, I guess we do give hand jobs and we shake hands with people.
And you know what?
Don't go to the
vaginas can have warts too.
Oh yeah, well, okay, you can go there.
Now he's gay. Well, so can dicks, actually.
Yeah, that's
So
what
can anuses.
I'm aware of STIs.
Dad, you had to go there, Jamie.
And I don't mean I'm aware of STIs like I'm aware of them, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm a germaphobe and I have OCD.
Oh,
so,
are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I've gotten better over the
Okay,
years, but
wait,
I'm definitely
oh my
OCD.
God.
When I said OCD, that wasn't. I actually loathe when people say like, "Yeah, I totally packed too many bags. It's my OCD," and they don't
Oh, yeah,
actually.
no,
it's like,
really.
this is detrimental
Yeah.
to my life.
Is
it is.
it?
Well, it has been. It's been at points, you know, a huge cataclysmic thing for me. For
Really?
sure. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna get into it, when I was, I think 10 was the first. I probably talked about it on the podcast before, but I was about 10 when the OCD set in, the old OCD. My parents would probably corroborate that I was like erasing my math homework because the numbers didn't look right, to the point where like the paper was falling apart.
my God.
Because I was like, this 5 isn't right. I don't really remember. I can't put myself in those shoes, but I know it's a
I remember
factual.
shutting every fucking door in the house all the time.
I still do that. Yeah.
Every door
I
is
still
shut all the
check
time.
the
What the hell?
stove and the doors at least 5 times a night.
What about light?
Even when I know I just checked them.
Did you have a
for
light
sure.
switch thing?
Never.
Did you
It's
have a light
never
switch?
been a big one.
That's a big one.
Now it's
apparently.
as a dad, I'm like, who left the fucking lights on? That's a whole other thing. But
But what about the germs? Okay, because I just want to tell you, I was
I
thinking
work
about
in
this.
sterilization at the hospital. I should
Oh,
preface.
so right. Well, so you found a way to make it work.
yeah,
literally.
yes and no. Yeah.
How do you feel about hotels? Because I'll tell you, and this is like a shameless, yeah.
I'm
not
oh my
trying to-
god, I have so much to say about hotels.
Okay, because since I've been booking more road gigs. See, that was the shameless, but it's true. And so I used to be very nervous about hotels and want to bring wipes everywhere. But since I've been staying in so many of them lately, it's like I've gotten used to it.
Oh my god!
Now
Okay,
I don't care.
My hotel paranoia is very different from germs, actually, because
Oh.
I figure they're pretty good on that, especially if you get like a 3+ star place
Yeah.
or whatever on one of those sites.
Well, you know, with Yuck Yucks,
Hotwire or
they're not
whatever.
always 3-star.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
If there's a roach in the bed, maybe.
Yeah. The last place I
Again,
stayed-
roach or roach.
The last place I stayed was called the Rocking Mountain Inn. Yeah.
I'm more worried about, and again, I'm not worried about this, but again, with Airbnbs specifically.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
Because that's like somebody's house.
Yeah.
But that actually worries me more.
Yeah.
People are like, it's such a great deal. I'm like,
No.
do you know how small cameras are now? Do you
And-
know how cheap they are? And then it was like, oh, well, if they put that on the internet, then they would get arrested. It's like, well, maybe it's just for their fucking cachet.
Yeah,
of
that's right.
Like, here's all the couples that fucked in my bed.
That's right.
And I go like, I don't want to go on vacation and not have sex, but this weirds me out. And then and then you're just having sex and you're like, under the blankets, keep it under the blankets.
Well, and also then
it's just like this.
And who else had sex on this bed? Who had diarrhea on this bed?
Yeah.
You know, it goes
Those
on.
things I can almost get over because that's if it's sterilized, and I work in sterilization again. So if the process is correct, really you don't have a lot to worry about that.
But it's not correct in Airbnbs. You know
no,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, but they say if you go into a hotel room, any old hotel room, upscale, lower scale, whatever,
Yeah.
and you take in a black light,
Stop.
you're going to freak out.
Yeah.
It's going to be like on the ceilings, on the walls.
What?
And then
Blood?
it becomes like
What?
one of those bridges.
Cum or blood? Both.
No, that's then it becomes like one of those bridges where everybody leaves their gum, or like everybody puts a lock, and then you're like, well, now I got to. Like, add
Well,
to the
in my-
mosaic.
And I put this on my Instagram story last night. There's a suspicious stain on the wall in the hotel room I'm in right now in Ottawa, but it's like I put, is this blood or wine? Because it's like a maroon like swipe on the wall.
What?
What is
It's bed bugs for me. That's the one thing.
Oh,
I just do
yeah.
not want to ever come. No submissids in my bed, thanks.
No.
Imagine if you got filmed having sex in a dirty, stained bed while getting bed bugs. This would just be the worst nightmare.
Unless it parlayed into a
I just put them all
Kardashian-esque
together.
career, because then it's worth it.
How about this, Jesse? What's your spiciest opinion that you hold that most people would disagree with? If you can pick one.
I don't know how real I want to be about this.
Well, yeah. Pick your lane here. That's fine. It's not a loaded question. I'm not trying to get some juice here.
Geez, I really don't know.
What's something that like you adamantly kind of stand by that maybe
Well-
you've gotten a lot of flack for? And I wrote down trucker convoy, like as if you could.
As if I support it? I don't support it.
No, that would just you do support it?
No, I don't.
Oh no, that was just a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't picture you being at
No,
the
okay.
trucker convoy.
Okay, let's go back to this. You know what? I own this. The body positivity thing. I think that it does a lot of disservice in promoting an unhealthy lifestyle because being obese is a disease. Dis-ease.
Yeah,
You're not healthy.
yeah.
You're not large and in charge. you're sick. And so I don't
It doesn't mean you should be like
It doesn't
diminished
mean- no.
to the point where you feel like you shouldn't exist.
That's right. Okay.
but
Now-
let's not celebrate obesity.
And doesn't mean just because you're overweight you can't be healthy, you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
live a long time, all these things.
And as long as you're trying your best.
But not trying your best to lose weight. That's not my point.
No,
but
no,
to
no.
be healthy, to
Be healthy,
exercise.
exactly. Yeah.
So this
Eat
idea
healthy
that
when you can.
sitting on the couch all day and eating as much
hydrated.
fast food as you can is okay, and you should be proud of yourself and love yourself anyway. No,
That seems very corporate.
it's very corporate.
Like
and
cha-ching, yeah.
And you just need a balanced life. I'm not the most healthiest person. I like to drink. I eat a lot of sweets.
Yeah.
You know, I smoke weed. I have unhealthy habits of my own. But I try to balance them by exercising and eating a vegetable once in a while. And so that's my point, is I feel like in the last 5 years, we've really leaned into the fat is okay. And
Yeah.
it's an unhealthy fat is okay. And no, it's not.
Yeah, no, I again feel like I have to tread lightly when you speak about these
See, why I
things.
didn't want to go there, but I went there.
Yeah, but we're both white men, but you have the gay card at
Yeah.
least, so you get a little bit of more wiggle room.
The gay
with-
cloak of armor. No, but that's the reason I chose that is because I would defend that. I will have a fight, an argument about that because
Well,
I
it's
feel
like
strongly
someone like
about it.
Lizzo, again, is very, in the midst of celebrity,
Yeah.
and everyone is very gravitating towards her. And rightfully so. She seems like a fantastic person. She seems
Yes.
to have like a warm energy. She's very talented.
Yeah.
I'm bopping to her songs. But I do feel like, and maybe that's the interesting part, is it's not really necessarily her goal, but people will mechanize you once you become that thing, like the Britney Spears. Once you
Yeah.
become more than yourself, and you are this
Commodity.
I was going to say commodimizable. I don't know if that's
okay.
a
Well,
word.
it is now.
Commodity. Yeah, see, you're struggling too. That makes me feel
I don't know.
better.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, once you
Have
become
another
a
drink.
product we can manufacture,
Yes.
then we can push agendas with it. We can use your image to represent a thing that maybe
Yeah.
you haven't signed on for. But interesting. Just I want to know your thoughts. I saw an ad on Facebook where she's on like a Peloton, and she's,
Yeah.
so what?
Well,
How does
so
that
but
because again, you have more wiggle room than I do.
so she is a body positive person, and she posts a lot of thirst traps, and she shows a lot of skin.
Yeah.
But she also exercises, and she talks about exercising, and she talks about eating a balanced diet. So even though she's overweight and she's large,
And she's probably has so many stresses that the average person doesn't have
yeah.
to deal with. So there's that aspect as well.
So my point is, like, there's a place for body positivity. Of course there is.
Yeah.
But I just don't like that it gives people an inch that want to take it in an unhealthy way
Yeah.
and use it as an excuse to eat McDonald's for 3 meals a day.
And it's an interesting thing to note that like hundreds of years ago, there was a movement similar where it was like being overweight was seen as like a royal.
Yeah, but that's just because
know.
you could afford to eat.
Well,
Rubenesque.
Lizzo can afford to eat.
Well,
Is
yeah.
it not sort of still parlaying to the future of like,
I
I
mean, I
have wealth,
suppose.
I have the ability to eat as much?
Well, I don't know, because the food, we're talking the
I
States.
feel really bad. I'm not trying to throw Lizzo in the grinder here. You know, like,
but she is the top of mind
yeah,
example
she
right
kind
now,
of
for sure.
exactly. Yeah, I don't think it's only me that would have
No,
brought
but
her to
food's
the
gotten
table
so
here.
cheap. Like in the States, especially, like the crap. It costs more to eat a salad than to eat a Big Mac.
Exactly.
And so of
you're
course-
geared for failure.
Yeah, and so it's not the way it was in the 1800s because you're not eating enough quality food to gain weight.
Can I?
You're eating crap.
I want to go.
And I was a fat kid. I just want to say, that's another cloak of armor. I was a very fat kid. I was bullied for being fat. I was very overweight until I was about 13. And so I feel like I have a history with it too.
You've got this redemption arc.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would never would have pictured you as the
Oh yeah,
chunky
I'll
kid.
show you. I'm not. Well,
But then, hey, let's look at our Jerry O'Connells. Come on.
yeah,
There are those
Yes.
cases of the fat kid in the movies, and then they grow up to be a nice little buff boy.
yeah. They call
That's
us.
very common, actually. Prepubescent children will often be a little pudgy.
Yeah,
and
you
then
run
they-
off the chunk.
Oh, is it?
That's very common.
that was-
Not really
That was too
obese,
hard.
Yeah.
but pudgy. And then when they hit their growth spurt,
they
and
shoot up,
That's
right?
it. It all slims out as the hormones.
I
change.
wanted to go
Ugly
all the way
duckling.
back because I wanted to slight Joan Rivers roast you when I was talking
Okay.
about. I had written down like Jesse would never be in the trucker convoy, and then my little roast was that with vaccines, you'd be like, what? I'm going to stop taking needles now. Sorry, that was my little. Only because we talked about Botox already, and you look beautiful. Okay.
Remember that fake laugh we talked about?
That's a callback. Last 5 years, what have you gotten better at saying no to?
Ooh. You know what? Things I don't want to do, like events, parties,
Social gatherings?
Yeah.
Okay.
or even jobs. Like if it's not enough money. Okay.
We
here's
need you
something.
here, Jesse.
Yeah.
We need you here Tuesday. And you're like, fuck you.
Well, no, but more comedy. I'm thinking like I've learned how to say no. Like a younger me would take a gig for $20 because, not everybody's being offered a comedy spot, you know? But then as you get more experience and as you build your resume, you learn to know your worth. And so it's okay to say no to a $20 spot because, you know, somebody else will hire you for a lot more. So I don't know. That sounds very smarmy to say, but I hope you know what I mean. Is like, you know, you start to get more requests if you're successful. And so then you have to at some point put a barrier on it. Otherwise, you're working for free.
Yeah,
like Dylan Black in Ottawa.
So I was just going to say, I don't feel that's smarmy at all. I feel that's very genuine.
Yeah. But that's been my because I'm a people pleaser. I like to get along with people. I like to say yes. And I'm grateful for any opportunity I have. So I feel like, you know, who am I to say no to something?
Yeah.
But I have.
Well, I meant what I said at the beginning, that you're like a host's dream, because one thing I had in my notes, which I didn't even touch on, was that when I did the earlier episode with you, which was episode 11 of this show, and we had really, and no disregard to the guests that had come prior, the first 10, but like I was still totally figuring things out. But it was an episode that I felt like I did a good job and I had a real rapport. And I think a lot of that is owed to you as a guest, that you were very giving and you were very present. And to the point that when we went on a break, when the pandemic hit, I had done 20 episodes, but I had done Strombo, and that was like the big whatever.
I remember that.
And I applied for some CBC thing when the pandemic hit, when I was in that 3-month sort of interim. And I applied for this podcast, whatever program. I didn't get it, but the episode I put in was yours instead of Strombo's.
Oh, wow.
Honest to God, because I thought that we had this rapport, and it was just such a fun like experience. And that was what I wanted my show. I was like, if you don't like this, you don't like my show. Okay. Basically, does that make sense?
That's cute. Oh, that's really nice. Thanks, Oliver.
Well, no, it's just been replicated here today. Honestly,
I think so. You know, it comes from a yes and place. I have an improv background. I'm a theater student.
Yeah.
So you take the ball and you run.
Yeah.
It's a lot like sports, you know. And I find sometimes on air, people tend to block you or they try to challenge you. And I'm not like that. I try to just go with it.
Not at all, yeah.
And so I feel like it gets you a better product in the end.
Definitely.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, but it feels real at the same time. You don't feel like a product. You feel like the real, you know, article, like John Candy, the genuine article.
But I'm available to be commoditized.
Commoditized.
JesseReynolds.ca. Follow me on social media. Am I doing your part now?
Well, actually, I was going to ask if you wanted to plug anything, but remember that it's like December.
No, Obsessed to Death. I'm so proud of that movie. If anybody wants to watch it and you can't find it, because I believe it's only streaming in the States right now.
Tubi and Hulu, if you are in the States.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people here apparently
Otherwise, Jesse will send it to you. He told me that.
I didn't say that.
No.
Apparently, a lot of people have a way of hacking the American. It's like American Netflix.
Yeah, you get like a VPN that says you're somewhere else or something.
A lot of people have been doing it. Apparently, it's easy. I never figured it out, but I may or may not have a link. So slide into my DMs if you want to see it, or I'll send it to Oliver and he can send it to you too. But it's a really fun movie. I'm extremely proud of it.
Yeah, please send it to me because I'm going to watch it for sure.
So that's my main thing. And then otherwise,
I know he doesn't die now.
Yeah, I don't die. But I have 2 or 3 death scenes.
And yeah, you had a prominent role. Like you had a character name.
Bitch, I was number 3.
Yeah, you weren't like Jim Rat 4.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. That's why it's such a big deal. I've been to movies before, but it's always receptionist.
Yeah.
There's another one, a Christmas one airing now on the W Network called Road Trip Romance, where I play a receptionist, but I'm just a bitch that keeps asking her if she wants water. I don't even have a name. So this one, my name's Gage Iron. Hot. And
sounds so made up.
Yeah, well, it is.
Well, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't sound believable.
It's a good movie!
I like how you referred to yourself as number 3 because Steve Martin just came out with a new book and it's called something like Number 1 is Walking. Oh. And because it comes from movie sets when the lead actually walks somewhere, they go, Number 1 is walking.
Yes!
So
oh my God. So
cool.
I have a video in my phone. I'll show you. So, oh my God. I loved shooting this movie because it was my first experience really being treated like a movie star. And it's not because they want to blow your ego up. It's like an insurance thing. It's like a safety thing. You can't leave the set because if something happens to you, if you trip and hurt your face, that affects the whole production. So anytime I'd go to like get a coffee, there'd be a PA following me with a walkie-talkie. Number 3 is leaving the set. Number 3 is going to Starbucks.
Number 3 is taking a leak.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Crazy.
I loved it.
Oh, you like those updates? Yeah.
Oh, I just have someone follow me with a walkie-talkie.
Weird.
Yeah. So anywally, please watch Obsessed to Death. Otherwise, if you want to hang out with me, I'm on air 6 to 10 every day.
And we'll put your socials up at the beginning of
Sure.
the episode. That'll all be on screen. So
me and my fabulous co-host Monica, 6 to 10 in Kingston, 104.3 Fresh Radio.
Nice.
And that's it.
And sometimes with Welichka.
Sometimes with the
And
Welichka on
Lopez.
TV.
What time do you have to get up at?
Sometimes with the Yuck Yucks. Oh, the age
Oh,
old
my
question.
dad's question. This is the one. Can I pee while you do this? And
What? No, you can't. We're almost done. Are we?
Okay.
Let's wrap it because I got to go.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
it's
me.
been a
All right.
long
Yeah,
one.
it's
That's
been 2
okay.
hours. Get up at 3:30. It's rough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to ask the one question because every season I have a new question. And this one is kind of the opposite of the season 3 question, which was your dream job. Kind of what would you be doing? This is what is the worst job you have ever had? And why was it so fucking shitty?
Wow. I thought we all had to pee.
Well, you can,
It was rough. Denny's
you win right there.
dish pit.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
And you know how I quit? Because they wouldn't give me New Year's Eve off. So I just didn't show up for my New Year's Eve shift and I got fired. I did not care at all. That was the most disgusting job I've ever had. I love
That's
going
a grand slam quit right there.
Hey!
Oh, I know a little
I
bit
love
about
restaurants.
Denny's.
I still go to restaurants all the time, but I'm surprised that didn't scar me because the piles of like gray sludge you would see.
They haunt your dreams.
Yeah.
I was a dishwasher at Moxie's,
Yeah.
a little classier.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, Denny's, right off the bat.
yeah. So
They're
there
known
you
for
go.
their, sketchiness.
Warehouse wasn't great. Selling tulip bulbs out of a warehouse. Okay.
Yeah, but that's more recent, so you're
Yeah.
mature, Jesse. You can handle that.
Yeah, but it just wasn't a fit. You know what I mean? It wasn't a brand fit.
But Denny's was probably young, right?
Very young. Yeah.
So that's demoralizing.
It was awful. It was awful. Yeah.
Let's end on that high note.
Hey!
All right, yo, thank
This
you
was
so much
fun.
for
Thank
coming.
you. Were you
dude.
gonna high five me
Yeah,
like a
we
straight
always-
two
I
high?
usually do. Yeah, double.
Okay, there.
That was, we got to get those pectoral.
Oh, whoa. Okay, turn the cameras off.
Yeah, that's all right. Good night, Pink Whitney.
Bye.